Welcome everybody. It's MogTalk. I don't know why I'm not here.
Because we don't need you.
Did I get sprayed out of existence? Hold on.
Yeah, you also got sprayed out of
All right,
existence.
there we go. All right, I'm here. I'm here. Sorry. I don't...
Hey everyone, welcome to State of the Realm.
State of the Realm. All right, we fixed it. Welcome everybody to MogTalk, podcast about Final Fantasy XIV, discussing everything from Savage Raiding to Chocobo Racing, and we brought on some amazing guests today to discuss Japanese Fanfest, JP Fanfest, up in Tokyo, just finished probably within the last 24 hours, very recently, and we have a lot to discuss. So before we get into it, though, I want you to know who is on the show. We'll start with Mr. Happy here. If you could tell everybody who you are really quick.
I'll say the thing. Hey guys, Mr. Happy here. I was like, I'm not. Yeah, I am. That was quick. That didn't last. I couldn't hold that. I'm a content creator, largely focused around Final Fantasy XIV, although I'd also produce stuff on other Square Enix products. And I also host a podcast called State of the Realm, and this is not it. So I think I got lost somewhere.
Well, welcome. I'm glad I caught you. Just picked you up off the street. Let's do a podcast. Happy? Let's go. All right. You've been on the show like a billion times, so people know you and everything. I mean, everybody knows everybody on the show, but that's okay. Tiffany and Ponto haven't been on yet. I'd like them to do their first intro here on MogTalk. Tiffany, if you would go first.
Oh, all right. Well, hello. I'm Tiffany Lockheart. I'm a video editor. I am a Capcom creator. I focus a lot on a lot of Final Fantasy XIV recently, and I dabble in a bunch of other things, but hello. It was a pleasure to meet you all. Welcome to the podcast, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. I honestly, right now, just to let you know, my vision of who you are is just some sort of association with Ardbert. So like
Let's go! Oh, sorry.
Yeah. That's what you're known most of, in my eyes, currently.
Tancred and Arbor, yeah, usually. I get to with that.
Good.
Fanbert.
Yes, sir.
Thancred Waters, for people who are thirsty, and talking about people who are thirsty, Ponto.
Oh.
Could you introduce
Nice transition, I liked it.
No problem. Tell everybody who you are.
Hi guys, if anybody doesn't know me, Ponto, content creator related around mostly Final Fantasy XIV. Most people who've probably looked at the directory probably have seen an adventure play it, most likely in the thumbnail for me. I do everything in the game, kind of do a variety of stuff. Just here vibing, man. It's first time on here. I'm not very good at introducing myself. It's good to see you. Thanks for letting me in, man.
Ponto,
Somebody get the copy pasta.
the copy pasta.
Oh, yeah.
What's the copy pasta?
Where is it?
There's a copy pasta too. I could have done that.
Get it?
What is it?
Oh no, dude,
It's his introduction, is what it is.
Every time
I
new
get
people come in my chat, literally they just post this copy pasta and they just expect me to read it every single time.
Do you?
Sometimes, yeah. It's just easier.
Okay. If someone finds it, post it in chat, then we'll have a proper introduction for Ponto. It's good to have you on here. I've tried to get you on here a few times, just didn't work out. But
sorry, dude. You keep getting me on days off. Those days are steak and beer days for me. That's the only time I get out of the actual house. Yeah, there's like days I just like I need to get away from the PC. I go out with the lads, I watch football and rugby, drink beer and eat steak. That's literally my weekends.
That's completely fair, dude. Like I one could be really upset about someone who enjoys steak. It's just good, right?
Mm.
All right. Well, today we're going to be talking about JP Fanfest, and there's a lot of topics. This is kind of everyone who is watching this was expecting some big crazy reveal, and I feel like we kind of got that a little bit. Although I don't feel like it's too far off the mark from our expectations of what they should be. Yeah. Right? Was there anything that completely surprised any of you?
Solution 9. Surprised me.
It's fair.
Yeah.
That's a fair thing.
As a Final Fantasy 9 fan.
Yeah. The thematics that was really
nice
interesting.
Okay. Happy?
I was only surprised they told us what the next ultimate will be. That was it.
That too.
You know,
Yeah, I thought that came quite early, considering I thought that we would probably see that during the actual, like, whenever the game finally released.
yeah. Well, they did Dragon Song preview, but that was because they delayed it so
were
long.
delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, here it is. Later.
Oh, they were roommates ultimate. Okay. Yeah. That, you know what? Every time I think about that Savage tier, you know what comes into my mind? The FBI open up clip from
Yeah.
Mr. Happy.
I can't believe
yes.
they included me saying that in an official like Twitch clip, like posted on their social media.
They did?
They didn't know.
Yeah,
They didn't know.
Twitch rounded up a bunch of like clips into like a 1-minute social post. There's one of Arthur's, he's literally just like this for 2 seconds, just and then it cuts away from him. And I was like, why'd you even
The
include
staring
it?
emoji. That's
Well,
Yeah,
because the viewership during that, right? And so they were just looking for who had big clips, who had everything, and put that up.
But it
there.
wasn't even a clip of him. No, it was literally 2 seconds of his face just and then he wasn't wiping, he wasn't dying to anything. He was just the fight was happening. It was like
Was the fight
first,
pretty
like,
at that point in time?
it was literally like during auto attacks or something.
Okay.
Not even a raid wide. That's crazy.
It's like nothing was happening.
Oh man, but yeah, that time, to be honest with you, is pretty big for me too, because that's when we started streaming the world races and everything, and started like pushing it in that direction instead of just doing a spreadsheet. I'm a little bit surprised they didn't try to get one more out of Stormblood before they moved on, but maybe they will go back. I don't know.
I have an idea,
Okay.
but people
Okay.
say I'm crazy
Yeah.
for it.
What's the idea?
It's gonna be a Xenos related thing, but I feel like they're gonna connect it to like Endwalker, like
Yeah.
all the fights
Yeah, I
throughout
think so,
time.
too.
Why would anyone think that's crazy? That's the most logical thing I
Because
think anyone
people-
could say about it.
So many people the last 48 hours are saying they hate Xenos so much they're not gonna do anything with him. I'm like, that's false. They will
that's
do something with him.
He was really popular in Japan. If anything, they were definitely going to do something with him. I think,
They have
if
to.
anything, they're going to do an ultimate based solely around him in different
Mhm.
forms of him, honestly.
No, he's gonna eat Heidelin, he's gonna eat Zodiark, he's gonna eat Endsinger, and we're gonna get
Mhm.
the Omega God Dragon Shinryu at the end of it all.
I would love that.
Is this
Honestly, I could see that.
the second ultimate you guys are predicting right now?
No, that's
Nah,
later.
not for this one.
No,
yeah.
no, it's
Definitely,
way later.
we're definitely getting Asian Ultimate first with Emmett
Yeah.
and
Oh,
Olympus. Yeah, that's definitely
That
happening.
noise.
You
I'm so
don't think we're
excited.
gonna get the Four Lords, or we're gonna get like any kind of like?
Warlords, it's not intriguing enough to like.
I would love the Warring
hold it.
Triads personally.
It's-
Warring
it's not
Triads would
even
be
that.
so cool, but I don't
They-
know.
They have never once not done MSQ or the raid. So there's
Yeah.
until they do, there's no precedent to predict it.
Mhm.
Okay. So MSQ for Stormblood.
That's why they skipped Stormblood, because it's got a terrible like
They're going to as well.
Everything's
not-
not connected.
yeah, nothing's like you can't connect. Like I guess you could kind of connect Susano to Xenos because that's where he gets his soul. He literally gets it from
Mhm.
the events
Well-
that take place there, but that's about it.
It's all about Alamigo and Shinryu and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, it
Or-
just jumps all over the place.
Yeah, there's two different stories kind of
Yeah.
going on at the same time there, though. You've got the whole Far East side, and then you have the Alamigo side, and it didn't really it just didn't really flow as well.
Felt
as
like two
previous
expansions
ones.
in one.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see. They did. There was a hard, soft confirmation on a tweet, I think, when Zeno and Arthurs is out there, and they found Ozma, and he was like, "Yeah, Mr. Ozma," and said, "Yeah, there's going to be 2, maybe 3, maybe."
There's not going to be 3.
Yeah, it's not gonna be free.
Not gonna be
What
3.
if?
Oh, let me put it this way: 1, there won't be. 2, there probably shouldn't be. In all honesty,
Yeah, there shouldn't be. People
But
burn
what
out.
if?
So here's
You know.
Here's the thing. They shouldn't do 3, but they should do 2 and a
Yeah, two's the
DRS or a,
And Unreal.
large. They just need a large scale thing that's a big ultimate, and they're good. Or it's not ultimate, but it's like this in place of it. That
A
will
BA
last me.
DRS sort of thing.
BA was
basically,
done
is what you're
really
saying.
well, and Eureka I think the only thing that was a big problem with that was the accessibility to the end of Eureka and having to go through.
Well, the
4
only problem
zones.
with that was everyone didn't want to do Pagos and gave
Yeah.
up, and then went, well, crap. Now I want BAs out and
Yeah. So I think that was a good solution for it. 2 ultimates plus one of those that will linger throughout the patch cycle until 8.0 is perfect. So, I mean, we're also going to get Palace of the Dead. We're also going to get Criterion Dungeons. We have a decent amount of PvE content coming into the game, I'm pretty sure, right?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
I think it should be fine. But yeah, Ultimate, that is going to be a crazy one. I'm glad they gave us the theme for it. I can start preparing a bit because those are hard.
or
to
what,
prepare
November,
for.
December, when it's going to actually happen.
Yeah, we went there for sure, right?
November, December, about a year from now. You're right. But that's a lot of art assets to work on. A lot of... Never mind. Anyways. Besides that, we also got Savage, while we're on this kind of topic here, where we're going to be fighting graphics cards and stuff, from what we've been told, right? And so, how do you guys feel about that little hint there about what that's all about?
I kind of
Oh,
hope
he means
that
the
it-
Arcadian.
Yeah.
Do you know what an Arcadian is?
I think it's probably close to an accordion.
I said that. So I said that if you ever have a clown show party finder, you can call it the accordion now.
Probably.
In Dawn Trail, it's perfect. It's like, no, I didn't do the. No, I did the accordion last night. It's an absolute clown show.
Yeah.
No, and an Acadian or whatever. Now I've already forgotten. Now that you call it accordion, is a simulation of a rural paradise.
Huh.
Yeah.
Simulation.
Makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense with the whole FF9 Solution 9 thing, I think.
There's
Oh,
also
God.
Bavellan faith symbols on the back. I can't help but notice that people seem to think is Altima's symbol.
You know, that whole city that we kind of saw kind of reminded me a lot of Xanarkand. I think they had a Blitzball stadium there, didn't they? A little bit that, yeah.
Wow.
You know how many people said to me, because they said, "Oh yeah, we've photoshopped a few things out just to not spoil you," and someone's like, "They probably photoshopped out the Blitzball stadium," and I was
They
like,
don't
"I'm
get
gonna kick
happy, angry.
I'm gonna kick you in the throat. I'm
I
gonna
don't think
lift off with
Blitzball's
both
happening
legs."
anytime
It
soon.
is. It is.
Anytime soon.
Oh, I
It
wish
will
for it.
happen. Discussions have happened. Things have been mapped out. Maybe some of it's been scrapped, but it is in the plans and works of content in some way. We just don't know when it's ever going to go.
That's what I was saying. Not anytime soon.
Yeah. Not
But-
any it could be soon now, right? It's been a long time. I asked Yoshida, God, what was it? 2018? Was that right?
Mhm.
I asked him 2018. I was like, "What about Blitzball?" He's like, "I'm sorry, we just don't know what to do. We're thinking about it."
I remember what
yeah.
he said very well. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how they would implement it, honestly. Like, how would it flow?
I got the best idea. The best way is to not implement it. There. You go.
Well, I mean, honestly,
Absolutely.
anything with Final Fantasy 14. I mean, well, you know what? We already saw Fall Guys. Let's make it all action based. All right, we could do it where people have to react to things and jump around and block things. I think that'd be great.
Do we get an assistance in where to quickly navigate to get to the other goal as well with that?
Yeah.
Figured.
Absolutely. They could figure it out. It could be done, right? Honestly, they need to add something to Gold Saucer. They need to get somebody back on Chocobo Racing too. It's sad. It's sad, guys.
I like my leap
Give
of
me.
faith.
Yeah. We could add more to that. Like, more maps to that, maybe.
Dude, just all right, if they want to do like a really big push for Gold Saucer, scrap Lords of Verminion, right? And change the concept of it to be a minion tactic style game. And that's it. You're done. Turn-based, there's no weird laggy stuff. Everyone's happy because everybody loves tactics and
No, I'm happy. I told you would.
Yeah, you're right.
I told you before the show you're gonna slip up.
I'm gonna go get an operation that zaps that word from my brain. I will never use it ever again. Not walking in
chat.
anything, just talking, huh?
Someone in chat said for Condor. I was thinking that too. That would be a lot of fun. Like a
Oh,
nice
yeah.
little mini game for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I'd like them to. They didn't talk about it. They don't talk about Gold
Where's my
Saucer too much.
motorcycle racing? Where's my boxing? Where's the
Yeah.
dates? You know how many our peers will love the little carousel ride or whatever? Just going. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
They should add
That'd be
romance scene to
lovely.
the game. There's no reason not to. Yeah.
If you've been to Balmung, there already is.
Listen,
True.
do not go in the alleyway. I've heard stories.
The
In
hell?
Ola.
I used to work. I used to work in New
Huh?
York, so I'm very
Oh.
much used to that advice.
I live in New
not
York.
going- I know.
What do you
yeah.
mean? Oh.
Yeah. Anyways.
Throwing shade. Get your ass.
Oh, I remember those days too. Happy. That was a long time ago. Holy shit, dude. Am I getting the old age thing again where I'm starting to remember things that happened a decade ago? Alright, let's fucking move forward. Alright.
Let's get older. Yeah.
See like my skin falling off my face now.
Oh. Your back is like cracking.
Yeah.
Just...
We can't have a MogTalk where we don't talk about how old I am. We can't have a MogTalk where we don't talk about Blitzball. They always find their way into the conversations. But back to Solution 9 kind of area, that rating stuff. All we know is it's purple, it's shiny, could be alternate reality. You know, I have a theory. And I mentioned this the other day. Okay? You know, there's this whole concept of philosophy where we're all just in a computer simulation, right? We're not real. We're all in a computer simulation, okay? What if people in Final Fantasy XIV realize they're not real, right? And then we have to deal with that inside the raid with our Warrior of Light, where they're all like figuring out they're part of a simulation, you know?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening
Huh?
once you started talking.
Where's my... Hold on, where...
I don't want to
mute
even go
kick?
there with that one.
Kick? Where is it? Where
Bro,
is it?
my eyes started. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Yes.
dude. Where's my stoner cap? I need to get that back.
No.
Put that back in my head.
What,
then
you
we can
guys don't think
continue
that's
the
a good... that could happen, right?
I think you've got it in the opposite order, but I do think
think
You
you're
think it should go the other
self-reflecting.
way, right?
You're self-reflecting, if anything.
just looks so weird over the headset. It's so wide.
It looks perfect. That should be your persona going forward.
There you go. It looks so wide.
Kind of like a toad.
You look like a
Yeah, I look like-
an Eddie
yeah.
character. Low key.
No, I think you're pretty close, but you've got it. It's the other way. I think that it's a civilization that survived a past calamity, but to do so, they uploaded their consciousness.
So
into
our
it.
characters and our
Yeah.
NPCs aren't like figuring themselves out, but there's another level inside the game that are figuring stuff out, and we're
Yeah.
our player. Okay, all right, fine, that's fine.
Yeah.
Not as deep as I wanted to go, but we'll leave it there.
Alligans, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
screams elegant technology, doesn't it?
You know, when I saw it, I was super surprised. The Solution 9 and like the whole like atmosphere and everything. I was like shocked. I was like, holy fuck. But then I thought to myself, like, why am I shocked? They do this stuff all the time. It
Yeah,
doesn't
I
make any
think
sense.
I think we were so focused on summer vacation that we're like, huh,
Mm-hmm.
this is peculiar. All right, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
But
long did
every
you spend in EO? It's like, you're used to seeing that shit like
Yeah.
nonstop.
Months. Yeah. But yeah, no, the thing is, like, back in Heaven's Ward, it was all snowy, castles, whatever, and then we turned into the... Was it Allegan then as well? What was
Yeah.
it?
Slap?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went crazy there. Then we got Stormblood, where we had completely two different... We had the eastern side and we had the Alamigo side, right? The two different distinct areas. Then we had in Shadowbringers, what was the... Well, I mean, we can talk about the ending of Shadowbringers, which is pretty crazy. But what was the theming there? It was, purple crystal forest and then trashy, area with a giant fucking tower that had a balloon on it.
Talos?
Yeah. Elmore. few more.
Lomarang trashy, bro. They were
That's
at the
pretty
they're at the
Jesus.
cusp of the wave of light, man. That ain't easy. That ain't an easy life.
Well, they were living underneath the high society stuff. That was the trash part, right?
Oh, you mean the bottom of your?
Oh, you're talking
yeah,
Colossia.
yeah.
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 So I mean, we've had some like variance within the themes overall. And so and then of course Endwalker, we're just all over the fucking place, right? Space and everything.
Yeah.
But when we go into this one, we were all focused on jungle, temple themes, going on a summer vacation, everything like that. And then all of a sudden, cyberpunk, space, futuristic stuff.
I don't know about you guys. That sounds like a summer vacation on my
Yeah.
side, personally.
Yeah.
Mm.
Blade Runner themes. I saw a couple of memes with that. Right.
Yeah.
So, I guess we could just leave that as everyone was kind of surprised, but we shouldn't have been surprised, right?
No, in October
No.
we saw what literally a computer tower, and they just
Yeah.
didn't explain it. They were like,
Not
by the
even-
way,
It was
here's
just
this
concept
image.
art, right?
Yeah,
Not
it was
even
just
that.
concept.
We saw what was it called? The Eliminator.
The
That big
Eliminator.
yeah,
LED,
Eliminator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
We're
And I was just like,
wondering
oh,
about that.
something's off here. I already
Yeah.
had a feeling from that.
Yeah. I'll let everybody know. Don't, you could be excited about it, but you're not going to be able to explore the entire area. So you're going to be kind of limited down.
Says you.
Yeah, it's going to be a locked in city there. Maybe a zone. I'm excited for it. It actually makes me more excited for the expansion. I was feeling kind of bummed out a little bit for some reason. Summer vacation, kind of everything seems slow, not really.
Yeah.
You
I
just
mean-
saved the entire universe, and you're like, it feels
We
like
need a slow
downgrade.
build up for like the
Yeah.
new.
But it's
Upcoming
also, I mean, with
story.
them, you're always going to have some sort of underlying thing kind
Mm-hmm.
of going on there. And they've kind of alluded to it now, where there's the bridge in between the main hub now to the north and south.
Mhm.
South seems to be a lot of what we've seen. And then the north seems to be this modern sort of area. I think they're breaking it up kind of like that. So there's going to be, with the MSQ, it's going to be probably alluding to that they're going into, I bet.
Mhm.
And to add up on that, this is what people were talking about before. They're like, oh, it's gonna be like ARR again. I'm like, no, because we already have our established characters, we have our established lore. We're just building up on it now. We don't have to restate everything. So it's gonna be way easier to just dive into like, the stakes and the story. So it's not
I
gonna
would
be the slowest build again.
I would say it'd be closer to probably Shadowbringers. It's kind of like its own isolated
Yeah.
story. Like Shadowbringers in itself, you could have just not seen anything from Stormblood and before that, and it by itself could have carried itself. I think
Mhm.
Dawn Trail is going to kind of go in that direction a bit more, where they brought a couple guys in. They're going to be kind of doing their own thing, kind of going from there with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, to a point, this is the start of their new arc, right? So they have to give us something that's going to linger past this expansion, I think, too, that we're going to start building on. I don't know if it'd be exactly a Realm Reborn, but I feel like they would have to give us some base to what the next 10 years is going to look like. Yeah?
For sure.
Yeah, I could see an overarching baddie being hinted at probably at it.
Mm.
Kind of like how the Asians were kind of trickled in during ARR and kind of
Right.
built up from there.
We're all lore experts here, right?
I don't know about that, but I tried.
I know a bit.
Okay.
I know a little bit as well.
We've
Yeah,
all watched
Happy
the
doesn't know that much.
cutscenes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't skipped any cutscene.
Okay. Not even the boring ones.
What is the boring ones?
How will you know if they're boring unless you've
Yeah,
watched them?
unless exactly.
Well, the ones
We
What's
that
the
find an
second
MSP
one?
skipper. Get him, boys.
Ooh, ooh, I'm telling.
I'll
Chat.
let you know. I have skipped a lot of Hildebrandt.
Oh,
But I had to, right? I was so far behind. Okay.
It takes like 3 hours if you're far behind.
If you don't watch the cutscene.
No, it takes like 40
No.
minutes if
No.
you skip the cutscenes.
No, it was rough. I was pretty far behind. And I
I
couldn't
still
do it.
haven't done actually. And Walker Hildebrand. I need
I
to
need
see
to do the last
Rebel.
patch still.
Oh, you haven't even
very
started your relic?
No, because I've been like in the Boja trenches again. I really like it there.
Yeah,
like those
I love
weapons.
that sort of content with Eureka and Baja. I'm really
Yeah.
glad to hear them actually adding that there in Dawn Trail. I feel like we really lacked that in Endwalker.
Well, I mean, I think PvE wise, we're gonna be pretty set this expansion. I'm looking forward to it. I think there's a lot of stuff to get hyped up for. We even got Beastmaster coming in, but that's like at the end of the expansion, right?
Yeah,
They
very
said like
4.5.
the patch notes, right? Like 7.x, whatever.
7.5 is what it's probably going to be. I can't imagine it
Yeah.
being sooner than that.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think
Yeah.
4 or 5. They'll probably drop it at the same time as Blue Mage. I think Blue Mage always is a 0.45.
No, but Blue
Yeah.
Mage was originally 0.55. No, I actually think it was 0.45 because
Yeah, for the
we
last
had it
year
right at after NA. So I don't really remember. Right after NA
okay.
FanFest.
I mean, what do you guys think about? I mean, no one was surprised with Beastmaster. Everybody was like, "Yo, okay, yeah, great."
Yeah, I don't
Same with
know.
Pixel
Listen,
Master.
I love Puppet Master, but it never stood a chance, everyone. Like I
It's
had when
just a
I have to
popularity
tell you it never
contest.
stood a chance. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a popularity contest. Puppet Master would have been a cool concept. Maybe they can revisit it another time, but
Not always,
Beastmaster is just well known.
because I'm pretty sure Viper wasn't popular.
I mean, they wanted to try something fresh at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to remember the whole point of limited jobs. I remember people were like, "What if it's an original limited job?" I'm like, somebody missed the mission statement for what a limited job is supposed to be. It's supposed to be Final Fantasy jobs that don't make sense for Final Fantasy 14. That's like
Yeah.
the whole purpose of it. So very unlikely to have an original. I'm more shocked they even decided to do another. I didn't think they would look at the Blue Mage data.
I
and
was
go,
hoping they would stop
yes.
Blue Mage. I mean, just kill it, you know. Or nah, I'm
I
just
think
kidding.
Really?
it's fun.
I
Just
think
kidding.
Blue Mage is fun, yeah.
Yeah.
I meant that
Maybe
more
I'm
as a
biased.
triggering
Stone Vigil
comment
hard
than
mode.
anything else. To be
I
fair.
use it for the Tombstones events and like just have a Blue Mage party, farm it really easily. Stuff is done with 3 minutes. Get your rewards really fast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when Blue Mage was released, and you know, my life with Final Fantasy 14, way before the last year or so, it's always been I get in and do what I can with the time I have and enjoy what I have access to, right? And Blue Mage was never something I had time to really invest in. And then after
Mhm.
you get to a certain point, you're like, well, that's a lot of work to go ahead and figure out all that stuff. It's not that bad, but going into it, collecting all the spells and everything else, you kind of miss the train a little bit, and you feel kind of like on the back burner. You know, something to
Invalid
do. Yeah.
statement. I like exploding anywhere I could be in
Oh.
Limsa or Gridania, Olda. I like exploding. I
Yeah,
think it's perfect. I
yeah.
love Blue Mage.
you like, yeah, I think everybody loves that, to be honest with you. I actually, when we were
Exactly.
working on clearing top, I had my my group of friends, the MogTalk Union, blowing
Mhm.
themselves up constantly.
They get it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's my favorite thing to do.
And the twerking.
Huh?
Twerking?
You don't know about the twerking?
Gotta
with-
Are you
Gotta
talking about like the
Gotta throw it back.
spell you get from Amarant?
Yeah, I think so, right? It's the beam, but you have the
Yeah,
graphics
and it's
not
like
turned on.
"Arr!"
and-
It's the barking. The barking one. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know
It's
what you're talking
twerking.
about.
It's twerking.
It's barking. They're on all fours and they're barking. And their asses
You
are
don't
jiggling.
you don't
They
you
are
don't
hard.
twerk on all fours.
Yeah,
Trust me.
exactly.
I don't know. I don't twerk very much.
They were
guys.
growling. They're trying to do a beam. Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right.
Shadows.
Chat's got you. But yeah, the Blue Mage has been. It's going to be interesting to see if they try to keep up with both Blue Mage and Beastmaster. It's just another system they have to keep updating. And that's the only thing that would worry me a little bit. But maybe one expansion they'll do Blue Mage, one expansion they'll do Beastmaster or something like that. Maybe. I don't know if they'll do side by side.
I posit another question.
Okay.
Mhm.
Are they going to take the long? I think they are going to do this. Are they going to take the long route with Beastmaster and only take it to 50?
Yeah,
In
probably.
Dawn Trail?
I
I
bet.
think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And then have 60, 70, 80, 90, yeah, and have all the other ranges like in the back pocket.
I mean, that's one way to introduce classic Seasons of Discovery Final Fantasy 14 Beastmaster.
Yay, Pokemon. Let's go.
Well, the update happened once in the expansion, though, because not like it made sense for Blue Mage at the time, because Blue Mage obviously it came in at 50 when the cap was 70. Now we're getting something coming in at 50 when the cap's going to 100.
Mm-hmm.
We're very far behind with a lot of the content.
Blue Mage did get 2 updates in one expansion though, so
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Shadowbringers,
Oh.
0.15, 0.35.
I guess it just kind of depends. I can't remember.
60 and 70, yeah.
I can't remember
Oh,
all of it.
interesting.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
then
maybe
it
a
got
catch-up.
80, yeah. And then it got 80 like 0.45, like
Yeah,
you know,
not
half
long
a year
ago.
ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be interesting to see if they just keep trying to update this limited job. I know when Blue Mage was first announced, everybody was like really kind of semi-disappointed because limited job doesn't sound very exciting when you want your Blue Mage to be added to the game, and then they're like, we're sort of adding it, right? But it makes sense now. I think everybody's kind of used to it, and people are excited for Beastmaster because they are thinking about Pokemon, I think, in that regard,
The
right?
collection side of things is definitely
It's
going to be a
gonna-
thing they lean into.
Yeah.
It's gonna be similar to like what's it called? 13-2, Final Fantasy 13-2, where like Noel and Sarah had their collections of beasts. I feel it's gonna be a little bit like that.
I've never played it.
Really,
Yep.
Probably
I've
the
never
best of the
played
three.
it's the best out of the three, easily.
I've never played a main number Final Fantasy. I've never played any additionals added to it, right? The 2s or 1s or
Really?
3s, yeah.
But you like
I mean-
tactics,
I did like tactics.
so you're
yeah.
a liar.
Well, okay, I am a liar. You're right.
It's not
You're
a
right.
sequel.
But it's
though.
not a sequel. I guess the
I
right
mean,
way to put
yeah.
that. Yeah.
People call them spinoffs, regardless.
Yeah.
You know?
Whatever you do, Frosty, don't play After Years.
I think I tried, and it was pretty bad.
Oh, I have a story. I thought, all right, so that was on PSP, right?
Yeah.
And when I was younger, I thought it was just a remake of 4, so I played After Years first. I was a kid. Come on.
That's okay. No, yeah,
Unfortunate.
you're the youngest here. So,
I was like, damn, this shit kind of.
Yeah.
But then I went back
sorry.
later.
Sounds like a really
I
miserable
mean-
experience.
It wasn't as bad. Maybe it's because I didn't play the original first, so I didn't have like expectations.
Fair.
Play it again now. See how you feel.
Oh, I
Yeah.
will. I'll see.
Yeah.
Why you look so disappointed at me?
I'm sure Happy's had tons of rants about that game, so yeah. Anyways, we're done with Final Fantasy IV, guys. We're done with it.
thankfully.
Yeah, Endwalker, we did our thing in there, and now we're past it. We're going to Final Fantasy IX. Okay.
I was just gonna say, do you know how many people have asked on the internet and to me in general what Final Fantasy Dawn Trail is based off of? I'm like, there's only one expansion in 14 that has ever looked at one of the games and been like, that's the one we're gonna do.
Yeah, that makes like
Endwalker,
Shadowbringers
yeah.
was 3 and 8, and it has some dabbles of 7, from what I remember.
Yeah, but it's not like based off the.
Yeah,
like,
I'm saying like
Endwalker
there's
is
references.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
just
there's references all
Yeah.
over. Yeah,
so
but they're like Endwalker is 4, so what's Dawn
Mhm.
Trail is like whatever you want it to be. 11. Fuck it, we have 11 now.
I mean,
God,
11
I
and
hope so.
9
What were-
and
what were the minions for these FanFest? Did they give us minions for these FanFest?
Minions.
Minions. Don't they usually give
No.
minions for FanFest?
They
What-
would have been put on the Mog Station back in NA's release if they did anything.
Yeah,
I think
no.
it's just the motorbike, right? The alpha omega
It's
thing.
just the emote too, the superhero
Yeah.
landing.
Because we got a lot of Sedaine stuff and a lot of Final Fantasy IX stuff way back when. I can't remember when it was, actually.
It's part of the collector's edition, right? After you got like to a certain point with the legacy thing, they give you the glamours for Sedan, if I remember correctly.
I thought that's because you're just subscribed to the game for
Yeah,
a
that-
certain
Is
that's
it?
the-
amount of
yeah.
time.
Is it? Okay. Alright.
Because I
Veterans
got it.
Reward.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a whole bunch of sets from that
Mhm.
from the veterans. Yeah, or
FF3, 2, 1, or 2, 1.
8.
I get all this crap mixed up because it just pops up every once in a while, right? I'm like, I don't even know how I got this minion. I don't know how I got this glamour. It's just been accrued over the years. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're gonna have a solid like. But did they didn't say anything about the collector's edition, right? Of course, not yet.
No.
Nah, yeah.
They
Yeah.
mentioned that Yoshi P says since Endwalker was delayed, they don't want to like give out any information yet because even a week delay, so many people, call out of work, have their like vacation hours, and he doesn't want to ruin that. So he's waiting to get an official date so everyone could be like, yeah, let me get my pre-orders, let me get my collectors, let me call off work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. We'll see.
makes sense.
If they announce the date, going to be skeptical that they'll keep it, right?
August 2nd.
We had one delay. What did you, all of a sudden
August
you're Mr.
2nd.
Skeptic?
Look, one delay.
28th of June. 28th
COVID
of June.
I
screwed
said
us.
28th of June originally, but since they're holding it down, I'm like, maybe August 2nd.
Wow, you guys are going for exact days. I'm still sticking to summer and months. I'm like, I don't know if I want to like
July 9th.
July 9th.
Yeah, so
Okay.
January 28th, August 2nd, or I'll say July 26th.
I would love if it came out January 28th.
I said January?
Yeah.
Oh, June.
January. Both begin with J.
Yeah, whatever.
No, it makes sense. We'll see.
It's not going to be September.
Because I have a lot of stuff I got to plan, of course, once they start giving us those dates. But I think everybody does in some way or another. It's going to be... I have to map out the whole expansion, though. It's insane.
The big thing is going to be interesting. So the Shadowbringers release was July 2nd. So I'm wondering if they're going to... That's the last time they were on schedule. So that's why I'm kind of keeping my expectations around
Well, they
that
release
point.
it on a Friday, right?
Yeah,
Well, the
usually
early access is...
Yeah.
July 2nd is the official, like Tuesday, like, hey, it's out now. But the 4 days beforehand is the like our launch.
Okay,
that was like
I'm
June
going based off
29th or...
I'm going based off the Fridays. That's why.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'm going for because they're going to say, this is the release date. We're going to be like, all right, -4. Just get the real one.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, the only reason I was thinking about that is because they could give us a theme with whatever mount or whatever they want to throw in with the collector's edition, right? Like the Lunar Well, clearly with 4, right? They could do something like that, and then we could do
The
our
Lunar
stuff.
Whale was
FanFest, right? Digital FanFest, I remember correctly.
that was like the $40 FanFest mount.
Oh, was it a
That wasn't
$40
like a-
FanFest mount? See?
Yeah.
I'm just getting this stuff mixed up, man. All right, online FanFest. Thank God I got people to sit here and correct me on my misinformation.
That's right. I'm used to it.
Oh.
I don't have a kid. My brain works like your brain's aged 10 years more than mine. So.
It's aged a lot. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, I had the relation right though, right? So there we go. They put on a stamp there, and you said we got a bike, right? We got the Final Fantasy VII bike, so that would be the actual correlation there. So maybe we got Final Fantasy VII themes coming up with it instead. We have some steampunk. They said they have an area that's steampunk.
I think they are gonna hold out on 7, including they're gonna wait a little more after Rebirth is done, like a good year afterwards.
The third game will come out during this expansion, won't it? Probably.
Third.
For 7.
Remake 7, yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
I would assume that the next game takes 1 year less development. This one took 4, I think.
4
and
years.
That's during COVID. That's
COVID.
during COVID development. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I would say the final Final Fantasy VII game will come out like 2026, maybe. Yeah.
It's 27, I think, personally, but
Yeah.
yeah, probably about that.
27 would make sense, right? Then you got a number in there. Like
27 would make the most sense because it will be what is it, the 30th anniversary?
3-year anniversary too. Yep.
Yeah, for 7.
Okay.
But it's up to it's up to them, clearly.
Yeah.
Will make sense.
All right. Anyways, there's so much we gotta fucking talk about, guys. Like we just like touched it, right? We even talked about Beastmaster before we talked about Pictomancer, right?
True.
I'm excited for it, but I think I'm sticking with Viper.
For
the new class.
I mean, I'm gonna play everything. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm probably gonna main healer again because I can't like get out of that.
I'm sticking with tank.
Tank's too easy. Tank's super easy.
You'd be surprised how many tank people do not make it easy.
It's all mental. And
Frosty knows how tanks. Oh yeah, he knows because especially he knows even better now as a healer when he's not playing the role. He's like, what is the tank doing? What is the tank?
Yeah, when I'm a healer or
Where's the
DPS, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I just like sticking as tank now.
Yeah,
For now.
I did Paladin for 6, 7, 8 years, whatever. Right, going in Party Finder, having a lot of fun with all of that stuff. The biggest thing, like tanks are just like DPS, except for instead of you know, you have your rotation, your DPS rotation, but you just have to throw in some mitigations in there every once in a while. And those are your
Yeah.
cooldowns, right?
Yeah.
DPS
And
are
move
just
the
hard
boss
cooldowns.
in theory.
In
Yeah,
theory,
in
right?
theory.
Move the boss
In
all the
theory.
time.
No,
Yeah.
for the whole party. Thank you.
Man, changed so much since the Realm Reborn. Back when I used to play Paladin, you actually had to move people about. Now it's just like one big hit boss and just stands right there. You don't have to do anything.
A Realm Reborn, you
And
had
people
3
still mess
buttons
up.
though. As
Mhm.
paladins, so
Yeah.
it's like-
Now the boss will attack and it goes
yeah, it just
turns
goes
and faces south.
gosh, yeah. But I think that it is kind of weird having 2 DPS jobs. I mean, this is not new information, right? Having the 2 new jobs be both DPS. You're going to get so many good
Stormblood, eh?
Qs as healer and as
And
tank
tank.
way better than
Yep.
before. You
Yup.
know,
It doesn't matter.
you don't think
It
so?
doesn't.
No?
A, it didn't matter in Stormblood because A, nobody kicked you for anything because fucking cold steel. But B, we have trusts. It doesn't matter. Everyone just does
Yeah,
that.
but
anyway.
Yeah.
I don't do trust.
Well, that's
It won't take you
the
very long
leveling
either.
experience. When you're doing like extremes or doing savage or doing alliances, things like that.
It won't make it. It won't make it. Well, I mean, as an alliance, you don't want to be a tank. That's the worst role.
You
for
might be
alliance
able to be
raids.
tank like at this
Alliance
point with
tank
so
and
many
alliance.
DPS. I don't
No.
know.
The queue is fucking terrible. I was a DPS and I was like, anyone want to do 24-minute with me? Tank join queue went up fucking 15 minutes just because it was only me and a tank. It's the worst.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do think that it's gonna go a little bit heavy on that side. I do think so. Some people are gonna be tank healers and they're gonna swap over to the new jobs. It's not gonna be huge.
No,
But it is
won't
gonna
be- It won't be
happen.
noticeable.
Yeah.
Stormblood, it
Yeah.
wasn't noticeable either. Roulettes were fine. It literally didn't make a difference. Once we could actually use the duty finder, that is.
Right.
Mhm.
Once
right.
it was working in Stormblood a week later, you know?
I disagree. You know what? I disagree with you, Mr. Happy. And we're gonna find out for sure in about 6 months.
Put a bet.
Okay.
Make
Yeah.
a wager right now.
Make a
I'll
bet,
make,
yeah.
I'll make a
Yeah,
bet.
maybe.
What are the terms? How will you even
How do
determine
we
what
even
is worse?
measure it?
I'm on Ether.
You know what?
Everything's easy.
That's true. I was gonna say whoever wins 10 gifted subs for the other person's channel.
No, it has to be something
something
stupider
simple.
than that. Like
Uh,
slap the other person in the face or something next time we
the-
meet. You know,
Oh,
something like that.
I'll wager that. I'll
This
be
man has been working out. What's wrong with you?
I'll be in the
He's
gym
been
for 6
talking.
more months before then. I'm definitely down
You
for
know
that.
what? You may be lifting weights, but I've been lifting a baby for quite a while. You know?
And you know what? The baby
baby-
does that is progressive load because the baby puts on the weight and then you have to pick
Absolutely.
up the heavier weight as they get older. It's perfect.
I'll have the dad bod going, so I got the extra meat to cushion the blow too. Man, I don't know.
How many sets and reps do you do of baby
Oh,
lifting?
babies.
I don't know. It just depends on the day. How many times does she want to be thrown in the air, right?
Put her on your neck and do squats.
Do
There
the
you go.
Yoda?
Leg workout.
Jump around. Jump. Oh.
There you go.
Anyways, no, yeah, we'll see. I will be playing all of them. I am getting kind of obsessed with playing all the jobs now too. Like it's kind of
Same.
addicting, going and learning how all the different jobs. Black Mage has been an experience. I've
Same.
It's so much fun.
I've been
Yeah.
doing Black Mage recently.
yeah,
It's like one of the last classes I need to level up ever.
like everybody
still need
hates
to
it.
do
I do.
Everybody.
It's
I
a leveling
absolutely do.
experience that's gonna just put me through it, man. Because those early levels of Black Mage just
They're
different.
much better now than they used to be.
Yeah.
You don't understand. Like a few days ago, like I'm like level 60 something on Black Mage, and I'm stubborn. So if I have my ley lines on the floor, I am not moving. Do not rescue me. I'm just gonna mana ward, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
take the hit. Don't.
Then you
don't
get the
touch me.
damage. When you start getting the damage down, you'll start moving.
When you
No,
just
but I didn't get
remember,
a damage. That was just a regular hit.
right.
if you're in the ley line and you get a line AoE marker and you're behind another person with a line AoE marker, to make sure you still stand there.
Yes.
Right, Frosty?
Yep.
I'm stubborn.
Yep.
They try to rescue me. I went, sure, guys. No. They're like to try to get me out.
Well, I'm currently trying to clear the tier with it, and I'm on P12S. And
Godspeed.
it's been an experience so far.
P12 is probably not that bad on Black Mage.
first phase might be a little bit janky, I imagine.
It just like there's so many things that you mess up because you just don't time getting the fire renewed and everything else. And so I don't know. Black Mage is such an interesting, just unique job that I feel like when we were looking at Pictomancer in particular, I was kind of hoping that it would go sort of in that direction, and it may. I don't know. They said you're building this art piece that takes time, right? So it sounds like you're doing a building combo. So you have your fire phase, ice phase, whatever. Maybe something. Maybe like Summoner, it does the same thing with like the summons. You have a phase for each one. I don't know.
You're painting your canvas. They have all the colors of the elements. We see 4 different colors. We see red, and I'm only guessing the colors based on how I've been informed. Red, yellow, purple, and blue. We can assume they have green and what's it called? Green and what's the remaining element
Yellow?
I'm missing? Well, the other element I'm missing is water, so maybe it'd be like a light blue, dark blue situation. Either way, essentially, it appears that they paint the canvas, and then whatever image they get is based on the colors they've painted onto the canvas, and then that changes something else.
This feels like Ninja a little bit. So
I see.
Well, except it's all their GCDs. It's not like a boop boop boop. It's like I'm casting this and I build this paint. They also only have 1.5 second cast times on all of their paints.
Well, yeah.
They confirm that?
You can see it.
You can just see in the video.
Yeah, in the video. Yeah, it's only 1.5 seconds.
Yeah. So it's not going to be like the heavy casting or anything at all. This has to be swift, like almost zero casting or like quick casting, right? There's no way that's going to be anything like Black Mage. In that regard.
The big thing is that you have the long cast to actually paint the canvas, which is the cast you see over their head, which is the long one.
I mean, it's just a gauge, right? I would think.
Yeah, presumably.
Yeah. You're just building a gauge. So yeah, we'll see. But I'm gonna play it no matter what. I like the graphics are definitely out of place with it. It looks like paint. It doesn't actually. It looks like drawings and stuff.
I'm so glad it looks like paint because it would be really dumb if it looked exactly like every other spell that it's painting.
Yeah,
it reminds me of Splatoon. I'm gonna be real.
It has Splatoon vibes because they painted the screen in the preview, right? You're like, oh, this feels absolutely like Splatoon. So if we'll see how it turns out. It's not Green Mage, right?
No,
which I think
it was. This was always the most likely thing. This was, I think, the number one. But everyone's like, no, it's too easy. Myself included. I was like, I listen to names. It makes perfect sense. I could see it, but I don't.
That's how we got thrown off with Reaper, right? Oh, not Reaper. Sorry,
no, Reaper.
Viper.
I remember being very Viper. Viper was
nothing.
Way off.
No
I mean, Viper. Everyone just guessed to be some pirate-looking job. Like people started trying to guess the names. Yeah, like Corsair.
Yeah,
Corsair just had a history with the franchise, so it was like, yeah, sure, throw my hat in with that. But everyone kept guessing something piratey.
Yeah. And what's the clover mean? Why did we get a clover? There's no Green Mage.
She's wearing
an earring.
It's a jobstone, no?
That's the Green Mage jobstone, the clover.
Is
or
it?
At least it is. Yeah, it's etched into all the Green Mage clothing. So it was
a little red herring for us, probably.
Little green herring.
Jerks.
Oh,
that's right. I'm also red green color. I'm every colorblind. So
yeah.
Pictomancer's gray, and gray to me, and the fucking palette. In actuality,
yeah, it's okay. I'll tell you what colors they are. If
wait, you're actually colorblind?
Yeah, I'm not like a dog. I don't see in gray, but I can't tell. I have to be told the colors half the time.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
Certain raid fights were a lot of fun for you, Mr. Happy.
The worst was turn 9. The golems, the original golems in turn 9.
Oh my god,
yeah.
That first phase must have been a PM.
Yeah, and then the blue on blue and Shiva Extremes arena also really bad.
Yeah. Anyways,
you probably hate Pandemonia, like the third one.
No, Phoenix was perfectly fine for me.
Actually,
normal mode was terrible. Savage was fine because normal has like a bunch of visible AOE's on the ground, like the cleaves coming out of the birds, but that doesn't happen in Savage, so that was fine.
Okay.
All right. Well, Pictomancer is going to be interesting to see how they move that. I'm glad a lot of people are happy with that.
All the
They're
memes
are
are
content.
I don't have to say it anymore. Now it's there.
Yeah, it is.
Good job.
They are very content with the choice. They did a really good job with the trailer too. Like that those visuals for Pictomancer got a lot of people hyped. It got me hyped. Right? I didn't think I would be hyped, but it was super awesome. You guys enjoyed the trailer, the extended part, by the way. I mean, it was mostly Pictomancer. I felt like that's what they added to it. They had little tidbits here and there, but then they're like, Pictomancer takes up most of it.
I was hoping for a little foreshadow for like the villain, but we didn't get it, which is fine.
Yeah, the Nutkin is
Hey,
probably the villain.
we
to be
also
honest
got
with
to see Wuklamat,
True.
the female Hrothgar.
Female
you.
Rothgar,
Oh,
man.
yeah. That's true.
People went wild over that one.
Yeah.
Myself included, to be honest with you.
I gotta be honest. I like her more in game, but when I first saw the CGI, I was a little taken back because it looks like the face like really scrunched in. It
I've seen
drew
that
me off.
opinion a lot. That's
Yeah.
I've seen that's been the majority opinion I've seen is that it looks way better in game than the
Way
CGI.
better in game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I know people were waiting on it. It's something that's super exciting. This is supposed to be the last one that they ever had, last new race to the game, right? Of course, then, and of
Supposedly.
course,
We'll see. Money talks,
Supposedly.
dude.
yeah. I think almost immediately afterwards, he went on the panel and was like, "I said it was the last, but you know, what can I do? If people really want another one, I'm going to probably have to."
He said the same thing. It's
Yeah.
up to you. Money talks. That's
Yeah.
it.
True.
Yeah.
I will say I remember I was talking about it. I was like, oh, since it's a new race, maybe they'll give us a free Alfonso to like change our characters. And everyone was like, no, they won't in the chat. And then like 20 minutes later, because of the new graphics update, we're gonna give everyone a free one. That was insane. I thought. I
think they do that a lot, don't they? It's
No.
not that. Didn't they do that for Ura back in Heaven's Horde, or am I imagining that?
They did that there, yeah.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah,
I
they haven't
know.
done it in a long time.
That's a long time ago.
I know.
They did it in some collector's editions as well, I believe. They
That was
threw
in
a couple
Heaven's
free
Horde.
Fantasias in. Yeah.
And they made it so I forget when they made that, but when you finish Praetorium, the ultimate weapon class.
Yeah, after
game launch.
ARR and the collector's edition for Heaven's Sword.
Yo, I remembered something correctly. Hey, how about that? I'm doing it, guys. But yeah, we'll see. The graphics updates, they look pretty good overall. I think they're highlighting it a lot in like detail close to everything. I think once it's like all together, like in a scene with all the upgraded characters and all the upgraded graphics and everything else, it's probably gonna look better.
I wish they showed us a cutscene.
A cutscene?
Like the in-game, just like for our scions and just in motion. I wish we got to see something like that.
Probably see something like that in the benchmark, I would say. They kind of did that with Fan Walkers, so I think they'll probably do something like that with Dawn Trail.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting, because I think that's where everybody's going to get kind of impressed. Everybody's... The thing is, everybody probably already has different versions of how the game looks if they play on PC, and it's all gonna get broken soon. Not me either. I'm
you're talking about, sir.
Completely vanilla, but you know, I know it's there.
Oh no, I thought they're talking about graphics. Like,
he is.
Oh yeah, altering
Custom
textures
graphics.
and assets.
Yeah.
Because I play on low quality, so my character's face looks a little different. You know.
You got the PS3 models.
No. Sometimes I was just like lower it down when I'm streaming because multitasking out. It's whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think that I'm looking forward to it because it's an upgrade for my experience overall. And I do know that they did say some of the characters are gonna not get upgraded, or some of the NPCs out there won't. I don't know which ones.
Yeah.
But
they said ones that have unique non-player usable assets.
Yeah.
Because the ones that are using the same assets that the player can use, like you can make a custom character that looks exactly like the NPC. Those are priority. So
yeah.
So Emmerich is gonna have a long time from now because he's custom. He's custom face and everything. He's a custom face.
Yeah, Fierce is custom.
I think a handful will for sure. And I wonder if some of these graphics updates are going to make some of the characters look a little bit weird at the get-go. Some of the NPCs look a little off.
For some reason, when you said that, have you ever played the remaster of Final Fantasy VIII on Steam?
Yes.
Yes.
How some of the characters are still their like original, like really shitty
Mhm.
background versions. Yeah, that's how I'm imagining it look.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. There's gonna be a lot of pictures, I'm sure, of found NPCs and things that just look a little bit off. But I don't know. They highlight this every single time. They are very proud. They're putting a lot of work into it. They're putting a ton of work into it. And then we're not probably going to see a graphics update for another 10 years, right? Not to the scale.
Well, they'll still be gradually adding to this one. So yeah, I mean,
This is going to be a long phase one because they said
Yeah.
they're going to do something in 7.0, but then gradually over time they're going to do like each expansion, I believe is what they said. Maybe it's
Right.
worded differently, something like that though.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
basically.
Oh, and you know, we didn't really spend too much time on female Hrothgar, but were you guys, not the NPC in the game, but the race in general, were you guys excited with how they decided to go with the design?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very
That
happy
was
with
good
it.
enough. Yeah.
You're what, Ponto?
I was very.
Adventure
Just a
plates.
bully.
Adventure
This is a
plates,
bully, dude.
adventure plates.
Literally.
Bye.
Literally just a bully. Happy to bully.
Yes. So yeah, I'll let you go.
first. No, you
No.
first.
No, you.
Oh no, you. My cat is on me. Go ahead. I'm gonna rub her while you speak.
I can't make the same excuse.
Haha.
I wanted them to be upright first and foremost. So not just because Hrothgar being hunched is kind of like not my thing, but also because the women are supposed to be the ones that present as like the dominant, essentially. So I wanted their posture to speak to that, and it does. They are, for the most part, completely upright. They're strong, similar build to the female Rugadin, so
Mhm.
that works as well. Textures look pretty good in what they showed, and I think the few custom options we saw are good. There's one that reminds me of a not almost kind of like Fang. No, that's not a cat
Yeah,
joke. There
Menacing
was
Thundercats.
one.
I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about in the preview. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really because it's not exactly the same, but it gives me that same kind of vibe. And yeah, I think they just had a good number of custom options, animations, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. You think they're gonna have hats?
So they
better.
commented on that recently. Actually, they said they are retooling the data and how it's handled for headgear. So they've recently quoted Yoshida said that they are working on the hat problem actively.
Yeah. It will always be in the background and will never stop being a meme until they actually fix it. But yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the thing about that whole thing is they've been planning the graphics update since the plan was during Shadowbringers at some point to bring it in. Because Endwalker, as soon as it came out, they announced it right away they were doing this. So if they've known for that long they're going to be doing this, they probably didn't want to put the effort into messing with heads until after the graphics update and retooling it then, you know? You okay there?
You okay, Tiffany? You're being attacked.
Don't worry about it.
All right. Yeah, I have bad opinions when it comes to the hat situation because I just don't care. I put a Moogle head on my character and I'm done. Right? I don't think about it.
I think
Yeah.
because my friends, would complain about it, but it does make sense if you're in a MOG store and it's a whole set that includes the hat and you can't use the hat and you're still paying the full amount of money. It is kind of it's messed up. So, ow! Sorry.
Alright. No, it's all right. It's all right.
Stop attacking me.
How long have you
Ellie
been
the
wearing
Bee.
that frog head, Happy?
It was always there.
Yeah, it's always been there, dude.
I've always been a
character.
frog.
No, it was screened out.
Well, if it was green screened out, then how did I? Yeah, oh, actually, yeah.
That's very
No,
advanced.
Am I
makes sense. No
wrong?
checks out. Yeah, no checks out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shadowbringers is when we got it. We get it from
Yeah.
Archaeotania. So yeah, Shadowbringers.
I've been wearing the Mog head since 2014 FanFest when they gave it away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was Fat
Long-
Chocobo
Yeesh.
before Froghead.
Oh,
so-
okay. Okay. All right. Well, good. We're good there. We're good there. Oh yeah. Cosmic exploration.
Diadem
All right.
2.0, 3.0, whatever it's called at this point.
I'm so excited.
7.0.
Yeah.
Actual 7.0. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
It's like going to different planets, and then every
No
patch we're
Man's
going
Sky.
to another planet.
No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky.
It's not gonna be. Don't
Does
hype it
feel
like
like
No
that,
Man's
doesn't it?
Sky.
Going to different planets.
Yeah. Well-
Someone, I'm sorry.
No, go
my
ahead.
bad.
Go.
Someone was like mentioning that we're gonna have housing on the moon one of these days.
Possible.
Be funny if we
Um,
got housing on another planet for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be. Did they say this is going to be Eureka? No, this isn't the Eureka type.
No,
No,
this
this
is
is Eureka. This is like
Holocaust.
Diadem-ish.
Diadem-ish,
Ishgard.
yeah, Ishgard
Yeah.
restoration stuff. Okay. I need to level my crafters. I gotta get them leveled up. But it seems kind of interesting. I guess we go and we mine like an area, and then we build stuff up. That's the only thing I can really think of, right? What are we going and repairing planets that were destroyed in the past?
I think
Are they,
that'll
like-
probably be the direction they go in, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's
I'm
the
more
best
curious
guess?
about the plural of planets. Is
Yeah,
more
planets.
my interest.
They're
Yeah.
traveling.
What planets do you know of, Happy?
We only know of the ones that are at the end, pretty much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Of all the ones mentioned
Yeah.
in the Omicron quest line,
Yeah.
and those are gone. So
We're gonna go to the spoilers. If you're in chat and you haven't,
I mean, at
you
this
know.
point, like
Yeah,
we're
I was
talking
just like,
about
hold
JP
on.
Fanfest, so it
You're gonna
spoilers
find
are happening,
Xenos
yeah.
on one of the planets at the edge of the universe, just chilling.
Like you just left me
Lay
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be funny.
Yeah. You know, they can't bring Xenos back outside of an ultimate. They have to leave him dead. So they have to.
People want him back.
They just want the
I'm
butt back.
surprised.
You know, it's fine.
yeah, he do got a juicy
He got a
behind
juicy ass.
Yeah.
Why do we both say juicy?
because we're both from the Northeast.
Oh, understandable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, like people had like the whole Animal Crossing joke recently that he's washed up on the island, just chilling there.
He washes up on your island sanctuary. Gosh. He just...
I don't know. I feel like Xenos is actually not done yet for some reason.
Yeah, ultimate.
I
That's
think
it. That's it. He's... Get rid of him.
he's done dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's done personally.
Yeah. He's done. He's done. We're done.
I'm just saying. I don't know because they.
This is Xenos' juicy dumper ultimate.
I'm not a
No.
Xenos like fucker or whatever. I'm just saying they allude too much to him. I'm just like, okay, this is a little weird.
If people get a little weird over Final Fantasy NPCs, that is absolutely
Yeah,
true.
you think?
No.
The fact that we didn't get a Xenos minion, but we have an Athena minion is so weird to me. I
Oh,
don't know.
really?
Yeah,
You don't have a Xenos minion.
we don't have a Xenos minion now.
No, we don't.
Ah.
Which is why people thought he wasn't dead because they thought like, oh, they only make minions after they're dead.
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
true.
There's a lot of alive characters that I have minions of.
Also have minions, yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, they meant story arc. Once their arc is
Yeah.
done, that's what they were trying to go by.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Fair.
And
Uh.
Xenos doesn't have one, so they're like, where is it?
Well,
They couldn't make his ass that small to get it on a minion.
Because if we have like a Emmett and we have, I'm trying to think of like other characters, like their stories are done and don't see. I don't know.
they should be done.
We have a Goldbluzz minion recently. Like I
We
said,
need an Ajdaya minion. Now that she tiny.
True.
that'd be cool.
Mm. Well, okay. So space exploration. Talking about that. I feel like this is going to be a big lore dump, right? This is where they're going to try to dump a whole bunch of lore on us. Just with the universe and try to explain things that are out there.
Yeah. There's one thing in particular we were told that they didn't want to give us a definitive answer to yet. I think Koji mentioned it like a year and a half ago or so, where everyone questioned when Aetheris was sundered if it created pocket dimensions for the other shards or if they're just other planets out in space.
Mhm.
We never got. They said he didn't want to answer because I guess they hadn't fully decided how they were going to explore that yet. Exploring space, now that that's a thing, might give us insight into that in some capacity.
I was always under the assumption, and I think that it eventually came to the conclusion that, like, our star, right, and
Yeah.
you know, the moon, maybe like that's within the bubble of the splitting, and everything else is outside of that. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not-
Don't know, sir.
The lore expert. You know, we'll have that show. We'll have that show. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
We don't have the answer yet, but we'll have the answer hopefully at some
All
point.
we could do is just theorize. Yeah.
And this, I mean, this was another whole thing that is just like island adventure, space, right? They just kind of throw this whole nother theming direction at us. That was kind of crazy, but again, not unexpected at all.
Nope.
No.
Okay, let's see what else we got. Oh, you know what? We have our Xbox buddies joining us soon. Next month.
February.
I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
See him.
You know what's funny? Every time someone like that gets mentioned, people are like, "Oh, here comes the toxicity."
Yeah, I don't understand why people are like so keen to push Xbox players away. Like, do you not want,
Bro, yeah. Besides,
stuff
bro,
in there?
half of the React content that people watch is drama, and that's before the Xbox people got here. So you fucking
Yeah.
telling me that
Yeah.
we had to wait?
Mm-hmm.
They're here.
They're here.
The toxic people are
Been
here
here
already.
for years.
They've
Yeah.
fucking been here already, all right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Party Finder has taught me so much about the social atmosphere of raiding in Final Fantasy XIV. Over the years. Anyways, I to me it doesn't even feel like that big of a deal, right? Because I feel like it's just another platform to play the game on. I don't know how many people. I'm very curious how many people are holding up not playing Final Fantasy XIV because it's not on Xbox.
I know a bunch of people.
Really?
Oh yeah, I have
Yeah.
friends who personally would like to jump into the game, but they don't play on PC. They don't use PlayStation, so it's like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to remember that the current generation of console is a fucking beast. And if you're someone who can only afford one device for playing games and that device happens to be a console, then that becomes your method. And if you chose Xbox, then yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. I do want to see, some of the populations kind of start to explode. The servers, some of these servers are kind of light right now.
Dynamis could really do with it. Dynamis, especially.
That's my home. I moved to Dynamis recently.
Yeah, how often do you go to Aether?
Barely.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Do you do a lot of Party Finder?
No, I just queue up.
Got
The
it.
only thing I will go to Aether for is if I'm in a rush, is just front lines because front lines is not.
Oh wait, that's Crystal. Never mind. Sorry, wrong one.
On weekends, Dynamis has PvP stuff, though. I think that's
they
where
have
the events.
conflict, but not
Yeah.
like front lines. But
No, doesn't Revival go to Dynamis on weekends at times to do like frontline events
I'm
and
barely
stuff?
online on the weekends.
Oh, that'll do it. Yeah.
But one thing I know Chad is gonna say some shit right now, but I live in Seraph. I'm from there, and the biggest complaint is that everyone has the same mindset of, oh, let me go to a different server to queue up there. If everyone just stood in Dynamis, there's a lot of people who are there. It would be fine.
That's the issue, just in general, for anywhere that's not Aether. Every time I jump into PF over on Aether, I jump into Farmer an Extreme or a Savage or whatever. I always look at how many people in this party are from what data center. I so often see so many people from Crystal. Like the other day, I had a 7 out of 8 party.
All in Aether, and I don't understand why that's the case. And it kind of gives Dynamis a bad look, but Dynamis is not as bad as people are saying.
Well, it's the problem with the system not being linked already, right? And doing it to where it's just this is the right decision for everybody to go to one data center. It just happened to be Aether. It just happened to be light, right?
This was the rating place already.
Yeah. So it's it's better that it's this way than being broken up individually and having a little bit more active and dynamics. Now you just have one super active place. It kind of sucks for the people who have to transfer, but you get more activity overall. They do need to fix that, and I know they can. Where you just queue up for Party Finder on your data center, and then you just say open cross data center, whatever.
Yeah.
And when you queue in, then you go through the process of your server, your character transferring or whatever to that server, just for that instance and going back. That makes the most sense.
Just have cross data center party finders or some
yeah.
shit. Yeah, that's
The
really
technology, I don't think it's holding it back too much. It's just building the system to do it.
We talked about it before, yeah.
Mhm.
I do feel like they announced Dynamis at a really bad time. The second they had data center travels, like you're creating a dead server at that rate.
That should have been given on release. That and
Yeah.
OCA should have been both on release,
Yeah, like
honestly.
Materia.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there was, as we know, there was some very particular problems with that.
Yeah, of course.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Materia is more
Yeah.
dead, if anything. now.
Dude,
It's over.
I love the James Franco where he's got the noose around his neck first
Mhm.
time. That's OCE to Dynamis. It's just
Yeah.
like
But not-
first time.
But you know what's crazy about it? Most people from Materia transfer to Dynamis. I met so many people who just left
Really?
Oceania
Have
server.
you ever been to OCDC? I have a character over there. You
I
can
do have a
literally go.
character.
Have you ever just went to like the residential districts? It is crazy.
It's
Like a
done.
house.
The houses are completely available over there. You can
Mhm.
go anywhere, and there's empty housing all year round. It's madness.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
For houses.
Dynamis has most of the houses are like full up. I'm curious when they're gonna announce the next 4 worlds. To like
Oh no,
get more attention.
they're
No, it's gonna be way later, but I'm curious to know the
Yeah.
names.
They'll be during Dawn Trail, if anything. If it's
yeah, I'm willing to bet they keep those on reserve for when they need them because right now
Yeah.
they're looking like, yeah, we don't need to do anything, just back up.
I'm
Because
waiting to
Dynamis
see
is
how
actually going to be a
Xbox-
problem. Yeah, at launch, people are going to think, oh, I just go to Dynamis instead of Ether.
And it's
for
gonna
the
get
login.
crazy.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're on the same mindset as me. That's what I was saying
Yeah.
before. Like, once Xbox come in, they're gonna make Dynamis probably like the server to go to. And then once Dawn Trail starts, people are gonna be like, let me go to Dynamis. That's what they did for like what's it called? When Savages were out, people went to our data center to be like, oh, there's not gonna be too many people here, so let me just go here. Then to see everyone was there, it was like, oh, same thing with the Fall Guys situation. Everyone went to Dynamis for Fall Guys because they thought it was gonna be dead. It wasn't dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was extremely packed.
They did talk a little bit about server stuff, but it was all with the JP servers, right? They're going to do a 24-hour maintenance for the patch coming up so they could replace all the servers, right?
Yeah, they did that with NA earlier on in the expansion cycle, so it makes sense.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the cloud stuff to like start to come back, and they discuss their plans for doing that. Because I think that will change things up quite a bit. If they can manage to get the cloud servers running properly. I think they ran okay for everybody that played on them.
It went pretty good, yeah.
People said the ping was very good for a lot of the people who were on the East Coast. I'm from Ireland, so it doesn't bother me either way. I have to use exit lag or whatever just to even play decently over there.
Right, right.
There's only 80 ping from EU though, on average.
Oh, really? Woo! Interesting. I might have to look into that.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty exciting because that was all regions playing on it, yeah? If I remember right. Yeah, it was Thanksgiving break and I had family in town. I was like, perfect timing. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I can't touch the cloud servers. The one time I need to take a break. But it's I wish they would actually put some more information out there for us about it, but I guess we'll just find out in time. Next live letter, all right? We have so much information coming in the next live letter. Whenever that's going to be. Happy, do you know when the next live letter is going to be?
March.
If I had to guess, it would be March. Yeah,
March. Okay.
that would be my guess.
March. Let me see. March. They said what 16 is going to be early April, right?
Yeah, first 10 days of April, so the 2nd or the 9th.
So let's say
I think
live
2 weeks
letter.
before that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
probably March 21st or 28th.
Sounds good. Yeah, we should have a lot more information on dates and everything else with that too.
Yeah.
And then maybe media tour. I don't know. I don't know. They have a-
Job action stuff, we won't have a good prediction
Yeah.
on until we know the release. That's within 6 weeks
Mhm.
of release. So
Oh,
if you're
yeah, those are
guessing,
really- yeah.
if you're guessing like the first week of July, like me, subtract 6 weeks, and that's your approximate time for job action stuff.
And that'll be around the same time media tour is happening, I would assume, if they're doing the media tour stuff.
Yeah,
I would assume so.
historically, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. But they do have the patch coming out on the 16th here, which is going to have MSQ stuff, right? Various little things to it. They'll bring some people back. What else is in that patch? I don't even know.
We don't know.
Tataru,
Ataru? Is that
allied tribe quests,
okay?
Hildebrand finale, Manderville
Relic
weapon
weapons.
finale, 6.55 MSQ, and then people are hoping the tier unlocks. I don't think it will.
I don't think it'll happen until 6.5 yet.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a while still.
And Asura as well, which is just going to be a normal mocha. It's what they had at FanFest. Well, I'm guessing we'll have it
Okay.
as part of Hildebrand,
Yeah.
personally. But
Okay.
hey,
Yeah. So
You get it. She was a hassle to me too.
yeah, this one's a big tub of fuck. There we go. Come here.
She looked at me like, what? Okay, go to sleep.
are you guys excited for that patch? I mean, like a lot of people, I don't know if they'll come back for that patch or not.
I just
no.
wonder if there's gonna be like new crafting stuff, but I doubt it. They mentioned something about Island Sanctuary finale, but I don't know what's
Are
that.
they really? I thought it was done. I thought that we were done with
Oh, it
Island
was done.
Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was supposed to be another like final quest for hitting 20, but
Really?
I don't know if that's gonna happen soon.
Oh gosh, why?
Yeah, the final wrap-up quest.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what that turns out to be. I'm actually kind of excited for at least having some little bit more of content. Have you guys noticed? People have talked about the lull inside Final Fantasy XIV right now. I think this is the first big lull we've had in a while because of what happened during Shadowbringers and the Exodus of WoW and everything else made it feel way more active, right? Do you guys feel like it's been pretty... I'm trying to say this in the right way.
Has it sucked?
Has it
As it felt
sucked?
slower.
Yeah,
That's
I guess.
slow.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys go first before I say my opinion.
I'll
I'm
let
the
Happy
most
go.
recent.
We've been
It's the
cutting
end
you
of
off the whole time. Why don't you?
No, it's just proper etiquette. Damn, all right. Well, for myself, I'm a new player. I am like fully caught up with everything at this point, but I still enjoy just being in the game. I like making gil. I like giving away gil. I like doing giveaways. I like doing events. So I have fun in the game with that aspect too, while doing, other side content or helping new people. So I enjoy my time. I have like little goals for myself, like try to get some achievements that I'm looking at front lines again. Oh my god. Front lines is a pain. But yeah, I feel like I know it's a low, but I'm still appreciating it. I'm having fun.
Yeah, I personally have plenty to do because I've skipped so much due to my time wasn't able to be put into the game as much as a lot of other people's back during a whole bunch of content releases. So stuff like Blue Mage, stuff like other jobs, stuff like crafting, gathering, a lot of things. I haven't really held it so much time. And Party Finder keeps me busy really.
Yeah.
Healing Party Finder it's infinite with content. It never stops. But yeah,
Sorry.
Knuckle Bob.
That was adorable. Rebel, come here.
the cat's taking over the stream.
Come here.
But yeah, no, for me, I felt like it's felt pretty good in general. Even though I know a lot of people who have already caught up and they have a lot of stuff already done, have kind of noped out for a bit. Happy, you're one of the people I think of when I think, well, who has done like everything in the game, but you're still finding shit to do. Yeah,
I don't do any crafting or gathering shit.
Really?
I do.
They're not even 90 yet for me, and I actually need to change. I need to get better at doing custom deliveries because my so before Endwalker, I had several big projects. One was World Class Troller, which took 3 months. One was all the Bozier relics, which I'm already caught up on all the. I have every Manorville one up to this point, and so I'm sure I'll get plenty of tomes to get the last one. What else? There was something else that I did. All the triple trad cards for the mount. Those are my pre-Endwalker things I got done. This time I'm completing every combat relic and every expansion that I don't have done. So that's Zodiac, Eureka, and Anima weapons. I'm missing 8 Eureka. I'm sorry, 8 Zodiac weapons, 11 Anima weapons, and I'm like, I've like 1.5 zones left of crystals and Eureka, and I'm done with that. So that's big project 1. After that, I'm undecided. I want some more Criterion Savage weapons, more tokens at the very least.
I need
for
to
the
do
weapons.
that. Yeah.
And then probably wait till the tier unlocks and then go on my Black Mage to raid again.
Yeah. It's fun, man.
Because that's what it's funny you're doing Black Mage because that's what I did at the end of Shadowbringers. I went and I oranged everything on Black Mage just to make sure I could.
I'm graying it all. I'll play every job and gray it. I don't care.
Well, I had a personal stake in Black Mage because everyone kept saying Happy Brambles was bad for casters, so I did Black Mage in it, and I was like, I don't know, it looks fine to me.
I mean, to be fair, Black Mage, it was an incentive that was met, but it's been such a huge meme recently with just how Party Finder treats Black Mages and how like the community has a perception on them, right, and everything else. That I'm like, I got to get in there and see what's going on, and so it's been a little bit enlightening to go through that whole experience. But my goal is to clear the tier with every single job, so I can feel confident with all of them at this point. So
I want to do that.
It makes it fresh, like it literally just freshens up the fights.
Cool.
Yeah,
any new things to do is important if you want to keep yourself going up until the expansion, because I think there's a lot of people who complain about the lull at the minute, and I mean I have complaints about certain parts of content with this expansion. I've been kind of vocal about it if people have listened to me. But I mean there's things there for people to do. It's just whether it's the content that's there for you. I think the one thing I'd be critical about the most of this expansion would be the implementation of Criterion and variant dungeons. Really hope they relook at that content, because I know they're going to do it for Dawntrail. It's just I think it needs cooked and reworked a little bit and kind of sit in the oven a bit more for the next expansion, because I don't think the current form of it as it is at the minute is. I think that the actual dungeons are fun themselves. I think Criterion is fun. I think the Savage is a little bit too brutal. I think there could be something looked at with that there. And also, of course, everyone can talk about the reward system. That there also could also be looked at too. I also think the pacing of the content through the expansion cycle really needs looked at too. That actually touches on a lot of things, which it would take me forever to talk about. But I think they need to move ultimates around and stuff. Honestly, I think the 0.1 to 0.3 thing at the minute, it's a big part of the problem. I think if it was me, I would put the ultimate at 0.1 and 0.5 actually, because it gives you more time to cook the ultimate. You can have a bit more time on working on certain mechanics and cleaning up the last tier of the Savage. This is a long discussion, so I'm not going to take up too much more time than this. But yeah, I would move the ultimate later. It also fixes a couple of problems where people are drying up with content at the end of the expansion cycle too. But yeah,
I mean they could work. I don't really care how they handle the ultimates, if they do it at the 0.5 or the 0.3, right?
I'm afraid about the 0.5 one because we've learned our lesson.
Well, I mean, as long as they add in something with 0.3, right? And they add in something that is like similar to Eureka or Baja or something
that's
a
big
thing. Like they have to have that little sandwiched in piece of content that will still go into 6.5 and everything else. Then that would be okay. If they just leave us with an ultimate and no like BA or anything like that at 6.5, that would kind of suck. I think Eureka was literally one of the most perfectly timed pieces for in an expansion, because they gave you something exciting at the end of this big piece of content and people didn't do it yet, and they're like, well, now I have time to do it before the expansion comes out. So they did a pretty good job with that. So
Yeah.
I'm on board with them doing 7-1, 7-3, then Eureka type stuff, 7-5. We'll get Beastmaster then too. So yeah.
Mm.
But
I just think about how when we were so excited for our 5.5 Ultimate.
I had
I
so many
know.
plans that were
COVID did, right?
that got fucked.
Here's the thing though, when they moved it from 5.5 to 6.1, one thing they said in particular was that they wanted more focus on expansion content. I don't think whether or not there's COVID necessarily changes that mentality. And the closer it is to the end of the expansion, the more of a waste it feels like for them. It's like job changes and jobs like there's just some things towards the end of the expansion. It's like, well, we're about to change everything anyway. And if an ultimate releases and then 5 months later all the jobs are changed, it's kind of like, well, we just balance that for, barely, basically a patch cycle. And now we're about to just rip it to shreds with another level cap increase.
9 months.
Yeah, I get you. I would say though that I think I noticed it in this expansion. This is just from a person who was watching the ultimate raids. I didn't participate in this one. I did the savages, but didn't do the ultimates. I really feel, and maybe raiders can chip in on this here. You both, especially yourself, I'd say mostly here, happy with this as well. Jumping into top and going directly into the savage tier after that there, I feel like not maybe burnout, but there was definitely a bit of exhaustion, raid exhaustion. People kind of felt going from that into that last
Shoot.
raid tier. I think a lot of people dropped out of that last raid tier very quickly in comparison to the other ones. And it could be a mixture of how was the quality of that overall raid tier and just exhaustion after top, right?
You're talking to two different people completely with me and Happy on the show with how we approached Ultimate.
Yeah, I
how
know.
that affected us during the raid cons.
Oh, I know. I watched you having a breakdown during Ultimates. Trust me, I'm a lurker. I watch everybody. So if you don't, I am one
Yeah,
of
I'm
those
a
guys
lurker
who
too.
watches people.
Guys, I watch all your streams all the time, 24/7. Every single stream ever.
He's lying. He never watches.
I do watch. But if I say that blanket statement, then everyone thinks I'm watching their stream, and then I get that
I know
out of
damn
the way.
well you don't.
Every
Damn well.
So Happy, go ahead and talk about your thoughts on that.
So Endwalker sometimes showed that more is less. What I mean by that is I've never been so exhausted raiding in an entire expansion, and it has nothing to do with the quality of what I'm doing and everything to do with the frequency of everything that happened. As Fidelos felt great.
Yes.
I loved progging As Fidelos on content. I liked re-clearing it. There were very few low points. I wasn't bothered by orange, so definitely was okay for me. Then DSR came out, and DSR was a monster, an absolute beast of a fight. And that was like, okay, I overcame it. Now I know it. Now I gotta look forward to what's next. But I was already burnt on DSR alone compared to doing T and Uwu and UCOB. I didn't have as long of an on-prog experience because I didn't have a group at the time. Then Abyssos came out, and Abyssos was the shit show following the shit show. People who quit DSR were now like, I'll just do the next Savage tier. Abyssos done ripped their souls asunder with the P8S mismanagement and job meta and all that stuff happening. Discouraging for a lot of people. So yeah, hopped off that. Then Criterion's first tier came out. People got exhausted trying to do the Savage for Criterion, or even just exhausted fighting that fucking hamster in the normal mode. You know how many people I saw never got past the hamster? They cleared all of Pandemonium, but they never got past the fucking hamster before stopping Criterion, rewards or otherwise. And then Top came out, and that compounded on both of those other things was a fucking nightmare, especially because of the way Top was designed. Then Deep Dungeon came out, and that was a little refreshing because it was just really low stakes, like the solo challenge, not like ultra 16-hour static. Like that, but that has its own thing. Then that tier, then 0.4 tier comes out. And at that point, everyone's spent. And they know there's no ultimate. They know there's no reason to really have BIS if they're not planning on doing logs for that. So as soon as they're done, they're done. Like I know plenty of people who beat it the first week and stopped. My group beat it the first week
Yeah.
and stopped clearing weekly immediately.
Mhm.
Then second Criterion Savage came out, and then that was kind of similar in vibe, although now the reward memes are really setting. Stop it.
You get it.
Stop.
You get it.
And then we had a long break, and then we just had the third Criterion, which was fun again, but still similar-ish memes, but we just had one extra reward for it. And everyone I know was just getting burnt. Like there was very few people who could keep up with the release schedule, whether it was time off or interest or just anything at all. I get to sit at home and do whatever I want all day. So I was like, bring it on. But other people's exhaustion can very quickly become your exhaustion because you're not doing any of these things alone. So
Yeah, it's a group effort.
yeah. So it was one of the most exhausting raid-related expansions that we've ever experienced. And not to mention DSR and top, whether or not you had the willingness to re-clear those and go back and reprog and whatever. Not as widespread as UCOB and UU and T, I'll say.
Right. Because those were huge amounts. Those are definitely huge amounts for ultimates overall. My experience, yeah, completely different again. Like I took it the casual route, trying to clear it. Right, the casual is you can get 3 days a week, 3 hours. A raid night, and we cleared it after 7 months or so. So that raid release content, if I was doing that same stuff for all the other stuff, maybe wouldn't have worked out as well. And I'm thinking about if I go back to working my job is 60, 70 hours a week, what would I have time to do, right? Would I have time for Ultimates? I didn't before. I barely had time for Savage at that point. But that was okay. I accepted it. I was like, this is just content I could watch and not content I have time to do because of the hour investment. And so I think that's why it wasn't such a big deal for me. Is because I accepted there was a lot of stuff in Final Fantasy XIV I just wasn't going to do. And if I really cared about it, I'll make that my focus. But my focus was just doing Savage. And of course, during that time, I had a daughter, and it was, I dedicated everything to her when she was born. And so Final Fantasy was really on the back burner. But now, we're going into this whole new situation to where I'm doing it more full time. I can easily party finder Savage while progging top in a casual way and be completely okay and fine and not really worry too much about it. I still haven't touched Criterion too, to be honest with you. I've done the variant stuff, but I was like, you know what? I'd rather heal Savage more right now than go to Criterion for some reason. But it was it's interesting because I feel like that's probably the biggest thing for a lot of people is just to realize you don't have to do everything, even if maybe you want to do everything, you don't have to, and that would help with the exhaustion a good bit. You just go back to it a year later, like when I go do UCOB later, because I'm going to be doing it soon. Not anything like it was back in the day. I could just kind of stomp through it after a couple of nights or a week or so, right? And so if you really want to do it, you'll always be able to do it in the future. But
yeah,
not the same.
It's just a really weird dichotomy because you'd think all that's released for people exactly like me, and it doesn't feel that way. You know what I mean?
Do you think the pacing of it would fix that there for you if they changed things around, or like
no.
You think if, for example, if top where it was, if it was moved to a later date and that break in between, would you not feel a little bit more like recharged kind of going into it?
No, I think top is top, and at the end of the day, if top was in 0.1 and DSR was later, I might feel that way. Because when I beat DSR, I was laughing and smiling. When I beat top, it was like,
get me out of here, I'm done.
Yeah. We're still doing reclears for it. Reclears are really hard, especially when you take very long breaks and forget things.
I do want a top reclear. I just want it to be like I remember how to do everything, and
do you know any of the PF strats?
some of the PF strats are our strats. The Delta
is it?
strat is our strat. Yeah.
Okay.
So I know most of them actually.
Yeah. You know, if you want, maybe I'll get you in for a sub. If you want Happy, you can wipe for 3 hours with me. Maybe get
I prefer to clear at least once in those 3 hours.
Yeah, maybe you clear if we did it last night, but who knows? Maybe next time. Oh god, dude. But yeah, I think I will. The pacing for me, I think, is fine. And I think for most people, because you have two camps of people who are like, there's nothing to do in the game, and you have people who are exhausted from all the content that came out, and they want to do other games, right? They want to play other games. It's weird.
It's when I recede into Eureka and just AFK at buns
That
every 15 minutes.
That is honestly kind of what I was going to lead into. I feel that it was just raid with this expansion, and if you were not really a raider, or if you're only a savage or only ultimate raider, because there is people that only lean into only that. For example, a lot of people didn't do variant and criterion, so they didn't really feel exactly how you feel, probably happy with it for whatever reason, be it the rewards, be it they just don't like the design of what happens with the savage.
It's just the frequency of everything.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, obviously they're looking at changing the rewards for that there, and hopefully they do. If you had an exploratory content, and they've also talked about deep dungeon as well, if you had, let's say, exploratory content being dropped every 2 patches, so every odd patch, or a deep dungeon right in the middle, or criterion on a 1.1, 0.3, and 0.5, your ultimates on your 0.5, your 0.15 and 0.55. I don't know. I feel like if things would flow better, people wouldn't burn out as much if it was broken up in a better sort of segmented way.
You know what I would want them to do with Criterion is to put Criterion released on patch for 7.1 and 7.3 and 7.5, and then a month later you have Ultimate following that, and Savage is what you get your gear for all that stuff, right? So
yeah, I do think that it's not even the pacing or the way it's done, even if they had exploration content. I think a lot of it is just going into those things, kind of knowing they're one-offs in a way. It's like there's like that extra, I don't know, I guess I'm speaking, that's more to like the people I play with and like the crew I play with. Like when we know we're going into Criterion to just clear it once and be done with it, it sucks a little bit of excitement out, and it makes getting to that end goal almost to feel a little like you want to get it done faster in a sense, because you're just like, it's just the obstacle to overcome and move on. And that's a little less exciting on top of needing to get the, early wake up and get a crew together for it. And, you still got to treat it seriously. Like it's an actual prog.
Like wake it up on time.
Yeah.
Didn't you have an issue with that one time?
DRS. Yeah, my alarm didn't go off. DRS, not DSR.
Yeah.
So it means 47 people were upset with me instead of 7.
Jesus.
It's worse in every way. And then I had to make coffee.
Of course.
If they add sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying it happens.
If they added a way to like add value to that content, be it refarm value, would you feel differently about it though?
I think so. I think that this expansion, more than any, there was this weird exhaustion. It was more exhausting to have a weekly lockout than it was to be free to do things as much as I wanted to do. It was almost more exhausting to have these like barriers kept up. And I think that's why that rose to prominence a lot in terms of discussion, because it's like it's the same pattern we've always had. It's never really been a problem, and it's not like there wasn't other things coming out that occupied at least a similar enough space. But like when I don't know, it's like you look at the lockout and you go, I don't even want to do it. Like the fact that the lockout's even there, it's like I don't even want to participate at all. If the lockout wasn't there, it's like, yeah, fuck it, let's jump in and do this and it's that, and it's but then as soon as it's there, it's like now all of a sudden when there's a lockout, you care about how long it takes to clear for the week. I don't know why that is. That's like mentally, that's where I'm at. It's like, but if there wasn't, I'd be like, yeah, fuck it, let's hop in, see what we can get. I'll hop into this party finder or that party finder, get that done. It's like a symbol, it's like a signal that like you've got all the time in the world to do this thing.
Mm.
Yeah,
And that's relaxing versus like trying to beat the weekly
clock,
lockout timer. Yeah.
That's fair. You know, I
Yeah.
wish they would have put some more emphasis on like the pacing of the expansion and everything and how they want to handle that, because I don't know if they've ever really talked about that too much because they don't want to make promises for some of that stuff, but
that's probably the big thing for it. They
Yeah.
don't like to make promises on stuff, and
Yeah.
they want to be able to get things
Yeah.
out when they know it's ready and cooked.
I feel like it would be a good idea though for them to go ahead and just address it in some way, at least from a player perspective, right? Maybe not a good idea for them business wise or anything, but I would like to hear what their thoughts are on that.
Because I can play like 5 or 6 different jobs like reliably at a high level at this point, but I can't actually play all of them because the game won't let me.
Oh, the gearing conversation, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
but that's part of the artificial time gate. It's like that time gate that matters even more to me now, and it's even more pressure because if I miss anything, then that's a longer period of time before all these jobs become usable. Like I remember I was getting locked out of PFs trying to go into them as healer for the week because I didn't spend the first 8 weeks gearing healer, and now they've all raised their
Mhm.
fucking mid item levels.
Well, that's the PF problem, right? When you,
But it's still a
It's
problem.
still a problem. Yeah.
I mean, when people make that's whoever's leading that party is an idiot, right? I get
Yeah,
tired
but
of
there's
that.
so many idiots.
Then make your own party, right?
You know how many people join my PFs and just leave just to troll my fucking PFs?
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably.
that's definitely a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Mm.
you know, I'm not cool enough, I guess, for that yet. But mine's been pretty
To
nice.
leave and go in and out his party?
Yeah, they just go in and out of his
Uh-huh.
party just to screw things up. The worst thing someone
Blacklist
can
them.
do.
To delist it, like if it's the 8th person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
worst thing to do. I hate it when people do that.
Yeah, people have done that a bunch.
Yeah. The worst thing is when someone joins in on a job they're not going to play,
Yes.
and then they're like, "Hey, can I play on this job?" And they just delisted you, and you're like, "No, that was not how the party finder was set up." And you gotta kick them out, and you gotta relist it and everything else, and you're just like, "Gosh, man."
That's actually one of the reasons why I have like so many jobs. If I need to swap because somebody does that, that's a reason why I like to play a lot of different jobs.
And that's fair.
Also, because I'm trying to get out of Fizz range jail, but I keep fucking getting stuck on the damn thing.
Dancer
Oh,
forever,
no.
dude. Dancer forever.
I was barred for DSR. That was a decision.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyways, all right. So I don't know. We just got into this pacing conversation. I feel like it's worthwhile to talk about though, because it is something that's going to matter for Dontrell and how they handle it. Because it is a lot of PvE content to absorb that they're going to be put out there, and how they pace. Because Criterion was completely abnormal with the pacing of how they did. I'm hoping they don't do it the same way for the next expansion.
They said they might do more than 3 next expansion.
You know,
they did.
Yeah.
That's a little crazy.
Undecided apparently.
Right. All right. We'll see if they overload us with it though. I mean,
Give us good rewards, please.
good
At
rewards.
least.
You know, I don't. Do you think they're going to scale down the difficulty in ultimates or leave them kind of where they are?
No, I think they're going
Leave them
up.
where they are.
No,
You're gonna
they're
go
going
up?
up.
Really?
They're gonna get. It's gonna
Up?
get worse.
Oh God.
And I'm not just saying that because the next one has light rampant in it. I'm not only saying that because the next one has light rampant in
Has
it.
also Lions Rampant.
Yeah, it has lions. It
Mm.
has light rampant and advanced relativity at the same time. So I hope you're ready for that.
Yeah.
No.
I genuinely think that we're now going to see kind of an unintended effect of ultimates in that the further you get into the game's life cycle, the better they were at designing raid mechanics
Mhm.
as they are before they remix them in ultimate.
Yeah.
And that's going to be reflected in how they combine things in ultimate. Like they are taking mechanics that were built for a community they trusted better with certain like visual tells and skill levels and all that stuff and retooling it. I think it's going to get, I think Eden's going to be worse than top.
Oh
Mm.
God.
And I say
I
worse
gotta
meaning
do it.
like an exhaustion, like, and that I feel like Eden's going to
As
be
long-
the opposite of a break.
Long as they have ice skating, that's all that really matters.
No.
That's all I need.
I
Lighter on the
just,
arena.
I'm excited for it. personally. I really want to see how this whole thing's gonna play out for Eden. If there's gonna be any like story like hints in there, something fun.
Of course.
I'm a sucker for that stuff. Sue me.
Yeah. Okay, I'll sue you. Yeah.
Do it.
I guess.
A lot of people don't like the story aspect, so it kind of like
Who?
surprises me.
I mean, there's people who
There's a lot of people who don't care for it.
there's people who don't care, but it's not like they dislike. It's
Yeah.
still a positive thing in some way. They just, don't pay attention or make an effort as much for it. So.
I remember my T group made fun of me because I said before it came out, like, okay, if they do like a puzzle, Alexander sent the cat back in time to stop itself. And so they'll probably use the cat. And they said, that's fucking stupid. Why would they do that?
To be fair, it's a
And then it was the
laughable
fucking-
thing. It's a
It's
thing.
and then it was the fucking cat.
we know. But to be fair, it's something you should laugh at because it sounds
No,
silly.
It is a
sounds
perfectly
silly.
reasonable thing when after Uwu came out.
Yeah. Okay. But
And
there's
then
no
when
cat
everyone
in
was
Uwu.
stuck, everyone's like, well, what do we do? I can't figure it out. It's like, look at the fucking cat. The cat's the...
All right. What else have we not talked about with I guess the FanFest overall that you guys would want to mention? I mean, the cosplays were really good. They had some really cool little panels that showed some
I have something actually.
yeah.
The underground city. I forgot what it was called.
Heritage
Like-
found.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Heritage Found. It gave me like, like the slum vibes from Seven, like with a plate
Yeah.
over the head. So
Mhm.
I'm just a little curious on how that's gonna play out. But I don't know what you guys feel about it.
I had Thunder Plains vibes from it, to be honest with you, because they were talking about how the electricity was being channeled. I was
But
thinking of those
take that like
towers.
Mako, like
Mm.
replace it with it.
Yeah, because that area is they do an in-game screenshot right after of the area that's underneath the giant orb,
Yeah.
which is where Solution 9 is. So that's, or at least presumably where Solution 9 will be. I can't imagine it being anywhere else at
Mhm.
that point, especially because it's marked on the map kind of like a main city, and Solution 9
Mhm.
is seemingly our other main city.
Mhm.
So yeah, Thunder Plains for sure. You can also see thunder rods and everything throughout the
Yeah.
chasms there. Yeah.
I feel like they're probably channeling the electricity or the energy from there to power the city, probably, is what they're doing with that there.
Mhm.
I just found it interesting. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. What if a plate falls? What if the city falls? Haha.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Could be a plot point.
Cocoon vibes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
It's a nice little mesh up.
Yeah.
That's something that interests me, like throughout FanFest. I was like, like the new locations really got
Oh
me.
yeah, the new locations look like they're gonna be pretty cool. I mean, they
Yeah.
really upped the game with the new locations for this FanFest in particular.
Speaking of new locations, there's one thing we still don't know much of anything about. We have one single picture of it, and that is Final Fantasy XI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shadow Lord,
Yeah.
right?
Dude,
Yep.
I'm so excited for 11. That was my first MMO back in the day.
Yeah. We got
Can't
like
wait to start
enemy.
describing 11's lore to people to get them
dude,
up to date. They're
I-
not ready for the
I
shit.
tried
need that.
explaining
they are.
Shadow Lord to people, dude. I tried explaining Ralgrim to people, and people are like, this is too much. I'm like, oh man, just go look at the Wikipedia. I sat and
Yeah.
talked for like 10 minutes about
It's
it.
even worse now because he has new lore in Voracious.
Oh, I haven't done Voracious. I'm going to
Yeah.
have to do that for the extra lore. God damn it.
I haven't played 11 at all, so I'm clueless. You know, I'm
It's
like,
really the story is very good. The lore behind the Shadow Lord. If you don't even look to play 11 at any point,
Yeah.
go look him up. There's a really kind of sad, kind of dark
Tragic.
backstory to
He's a
him.
tragic,
very
yeah,
tragic.
he's a tragic character. Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm
It doesn't
excited
look
to see
it,
how it plays
but
out.
it's very cool.
Yeah. Do you have an experience with 11, Tiff?
Barely. I remember my brother played it, so I just remember from that, and I remember watching Max, dabble
Yeah.
into it. So I was like, maybe I should do it, but I didn't. I was broke. I didn't have subscriptions, so I didn't really get into it. I wanted to, but
yeah, it was the jumping that made me stop playing. It not
Yeah.
You
existing.
can jump. You can jump.
There's
It's
an
an
emote
emote,
for
but you
jumping
can
now.
jump.
Mhm.
I hit spacebar and nothing happened, man. That was.
Well, then
that's
you need to bind that macro. You need to macro it and bind it to spacebar, and then you're good to go.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I don't know if I need to play 11.
I would say you
No.
don't, but I would say if you do,
Yeah.
you actually only need to play the first 2 expansions.
Yeah,
if not,
agreed.
if maybe
How
the
many
third
hours
one.
is that, huh?
Nowadays, not that
Xylar-
much.
Not that much.
Really?
Because you can get to level 75 pretty quick now, and that's the
Mhm.
max you need. You could get to 99 and blast through it, and not very much time at all.
Listen,
Yeah.
you didn't need to play the near games to do the raids. You don't have to do 11.
You may
Alright.
not have, but you definitely, to be
It
fair,
will
even if
be-
you played near, you might not have understood what was going on.
Yeah,
It would be a
enhanced quite a bit.
treat and to
Yeah.
get the references, but you don't need to.
Honestly, you needed to play Drakengard 1 more than you needed to play Nier to
Yeah.
understand
I
the Nier.
heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her inflorescence doesn't make any sense to you if you didn't play Drakengard at all.
Very niche game to try and pick up nowadays, especially how weird that game was.
So fucking terrible
It's-
to play.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain points in that would just never fly nowadays as a video game concept.
Okay.
Ah.
All right. So that was one. What's another
Mhm.
one? What's another one that we didn't really?
The poster.
The poster.
Yeah.
Poster's cool. Has lots of characters, lots of information. To try
Some
and pull
new
from.
characters we don't know about.
Yeah.
That girl at the top, that girl at the very top is very interesting because the placement of those characters normally means something usually in the overall story.
Mm-hmm.
You're not thinking what I think you're thinking, are you, Ponto?
Depends. We can talk about it
Does-
in DMs or we can talk about it here.
doesn't
I mean,
matter.
I was gonna say, does her name rhyme with Hashbira?
Yep. That's that's exactly what I was thinking. Yep.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were thinking that. Yeah,
I have
that's
no
I
clue
mean,
you guys
it
talking
looks
about.
like them aesthetically too, right?
Yeah, it
You're talking about
does.
from 12?
From 11.
Oh, 11.
I've seen a few people say she does bring a shell.
I
in
heard
her box
Ash.
as well.
That's
Yeah.
why. So I was like, huh?
There's a lot of treasures of At Your Gam, which is an FF11 expansion.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reference to that in this sort of expansion. The Mammal Ja, the trolls, which have been renamed to something else.
The
just-
Hunte, no, it's something like that. It's
what's it called?
You know
yeah.
what made me laugh? I remember I was in a voice call about this. People have a theory it's gonna be like a idea for like Princess Sarah. And I was like, huh.
You're not far off.
Yeah.
And you could bring in chaos somehow, a part of it. I was like, all right, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I'm here to kill chaos.
I mean, we only fought a version of chaos in Omega raids, but that's not really him. So anything's possible. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. We also have Amal John or Jamalja, whichever you prefer, in the front of the pack there. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
It's
have
Galil
Lamat.
Jaja there as well, right? On the right side. Yeah.
Galul is he's right below as I'll call her, Hashbira.
That makes sense as well. Another treasure of At Your Gan reference again.
Yeah. And then there's also another Mikote on the right hand side who's brand new.
Oh yeah, the blonde haired one eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they fused the Catboy with like Harshavon's hair color. So interesting.
Oh yeah, maybe he uses Fantasia for this expansion.
Does he have a shield by any chance?
No, he's a machinist, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe we can give him a shield. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I noticed the
for
Scions were split on the poster, so I remember they mentioned like the Scions are gonna have like different, like 2 sides. So is this gonna be our side? Is Dankrit and Cryo and Uranje? I'm not sure. They didn't mention there was gonna be like an argument or like a split between them.
It is. You're gonna split them up, and there's gonna be a mild, disagreement. Then they come together at the end, and
Disagreement? Hell no.
Yippee.
We're just gonna be playing both sides. That's all.
we're gonna play both sides. Hey, can you guys come and talk this out? I don't want to play it in between person anymore. Passing messages, that kind of deal. It's not.
Do both sides. Do first dungeon right after. They've been doing that since Heavensward, so.
True.
Unless if they, actually make one of our friends a villain again, that'd be great.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
We also had, of course, the barrel tender.
Oh, bro.
Instead of 1,000 needles, he's got 1,000 punches.
Jack Toar, I've heard a lot of people calling him too.
Swole
He's gonna be a
Tor,
mount
yeah.
one day, easily.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
He's 100%.
They can make anything a mount at this point. Like it doesn't matter what you tell me, they would make it a mount. They would make it a mount.
Bankered mount or
Yeah, I'm
mount,
sure they
please.
would. They would.
Mm.
100%. Oh god. All right. The other thing is kind of how Yoshida dressed overall for
Nope.
a lot of
They were in the Tokyo Dome. Shut up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It makes
They were
sense.
in the
Baseball's popular there, dude. Just
No,
yeah.
I didn't.
Are you trying to connect this to Blitzball?
No.
Yes.
I was saying he was wearing some glasses sometimes, and and he was going around a lot with
not
the
what you were
glasses,
saying.
and then he wore a
That's not what you were
suit for the PvP thing. He
Uh-huh.
decided not to do. He could have done Pictomancer outfit. That would have been perfectly fine.
No.
Without the
if it wasn't
want to
badass,
touch
he was not doing it.
Yeah.
He's hiding that 6-pack from us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He
I
had his
did-
Clark Kent cosplay. That was my
Yeah.
favorite way of him in the suit. It's like
Yeah.
now I understand why nobody recognizes Superman.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned that him in the suit is actually the director of Final Fantasy 16, and
Yeah.
him in the jersey is 14. I was like, I see. I understand now completely.
Oh, that makes sense. I did see with the Primals concert, they really filled the stadium up like completely, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
And that's
I mean,
how many
probably
people?
not fully.
I'll be
Probably
surprised if they didn't.
Yeah, they probably sectioned a bit of it off, to be honest. The dome holds over 70,000 people, and I think they sold about 30 to 40,000 tickets, I believe, for the overall
looked
FanFest.
full. It looked
You
full.
you can make that place look very full. I've been to the dome a couple of times. They usually section certain parts of the upper parts off and you won't even notice it. See the way they kind of
Okay.
close it off.
Okay. Well, Mr. Fancy, I've been to the Tokyo Dome.
Oh,
Guy. All
sorry.
right, no, it's fine. No, it's all right.
Yeah,
yeah,
See,
like-
I went to Japan and visited the dome.
no,
Yeah, you went to
straight,
Japan,
no envy. Nah, I'm
He didn't
fine.
say that he had like a 3-star Michelin dinner and reserved the dome to
Probably
himself
did.
or anything.
Probably did.
I wish.
Oh god, I am sad I didn't try to. It's just expensive, guys. It's expensive to go.
I
to.
wish I went,
Yeah,
but
it would have been
It's
nice.
too expensive. I was
Yeah.
looking at it. A lot of them were staying around the dome for accommodation, and I was eyeballing it myself because of that. And I looked at the price, and I was just, nah, I can't. Like, there's just no way. That was the part that put me back. It would have been $650 to fly over, but the actual accommodation itself is just way too high.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
I wish I went to the EU one.
I'm
The EU
sad I
one
didn't go
was
to EU either.
Really
Yeah.
good. It was much better than the NA. Like, it was night and day in terms of the quality between them both.
I got my passport, and it was supposed to be here in November. It came in like 3 weeks before FanFest. I was like, oh my god, I could have went.
I remember seeing
I
that
coulda went.
tweet.
I was so mad. I could have went.
Yeah.
I could have met somebody of my friends. So
Yeah, I would have loved going there too. I think it would have been a lot of fun. But I think out of all the FanFest, NA does feel like it was the trial one that they
I didn't
kinda,
go to NA
Huh?
because one, it's Vegas in the summer.
It was brutal, dude. It was so brutal. You could not be anywhere but inside, just beside an AC, just it blowing on you the whole time, because otherwise you were just sweating the whole time.
Man.
Also, it was bad timing because Evo was legit the next
Yeah.
week too. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh man.
And all of the fucking construction.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I got to deal with
Uh,
that in October.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. TwitchCon was there too, right? I forgot about that.
Mhm.
Yep. What a fucking time.
And it
Mm.
was DashCon. I'm sorry, I read chat. I was like, damn, that's an insult. That's crazy. But I heard a lot of people had fun in NA still.
I loved it.
But
was
Like
good
I had
for
a
the
lot of fun.
social
But I mean,
experience.
like I do so minimal amount of FanFest related things there, right? When I go, it's literally just seeing people, talking to people. It's a place to be that exists. Go watch the keynote. Everything else is just extra side stuff. And that's just you know, my experience with it. I know a lot of other people go and they do the events, they do all the side stuff, they do everything. But I never go with the intention of doing everything. I just want to talk to people and be in the atmosphere.
It's kind of, you know, just meeting people, networking at the same time, and enjoying the vibe while you're sweating.
Yeah.
Because
I was sweating a lot.
terrible.
Yeah, it was hot, man. But thankfully, most of the inside parts were okay, though. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah. So I don't know. The fan fests are now over, at least for the main three here, right? And we just have to look
there's a
forward
Chinese one just now, but that'll be just relating to everything we've already seen.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's a different experience for that.
Yeah. Because they're behind us, so it's
Yeah. But these three are finally done. I hope you know this is the first time they've done FanFest, physical FanFest in like
Since
5-6 years.
2019 Tokyo.
Yeah.
2019. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So that would be about 5 years. About 5 years. And so that's. I wish they would have prepared a little bit more for the NA one, but I think they did a pretty good job overall. I hope next time they get away from Vegas for NA, I hope. I don't know.
San Diego or something.
They've done a pretty good job. EU going to different places though. I think they had one in Germany. They've had one in Paris. They've had one in London, right? So they've traveled pretty good there.
Yeah, but
so
there's
happy
one
with
thing
London.
that Vegas has that all the other spots they could have it don't have, and that's gambling. And
Yep.
I'll tell you, you can very easily find Yoshi P at 2 a.m. at a poker table in NA Fan Fest.
That's true. That's true. There's other cities out there that have gambling. That
You guys should come to New York.
Yeah,
please. I'm so tired of West Coast. I'm sorry,
no,
but it's
smoking inside also is a big thing in Vegas. They allow that.
Yeah.
And I know that's also a part of the appeal, being able to drink and smoke inside and all that stuff with the gambling. So I know that's a big appeal for them.
I have seen him at regular conventions that do not allow it inside. That man gets like 10,000 steps just going outside and back inside to smoke. Not to mention everything else.
I was beside their accommodation at EU Fan Fest, and I remember me, Amanda, Jason, Sayori, and a couple of us ended up going back in the same taxi together because we were right beside each other, and jumped out of the taxi, and it was just a line of them right in front of the hotel, just all there with a cigarette out. They're itching at the bit for them, so they are. It's a big thing in Japan. It's very different than for us over here.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, anything else you guys want to go over FanFest wise? Wrap up the show. You feel pretty good.
Only other thing was like the Hanu.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, all right, cool.
I could do my. Yeah.
No, I was gonna make a joke. Say I could do my 3-hour rant on how we could bring Harper back into MSQ, but that's a joke.
Just give her the mount already so she can ride him. Jesus.
Yes, you get me.
Well, there's a bed mount, so they can just modify that, and then he's
true.
Yeah.
Listen, Solution 9, there's potential. All right, that's all I gotta say.
There's a lot of potential. Yeah.
There's a lot of potential there.
All right.
Oh, you're trying to turn Solution 9 into Solution 69.
Hey, you focus on your email, all right? I'm not. This is not the case.
My email.
You have the 69 notification.
Yeah.
I remember.
Oh yeah.
Your little personal thing.
For those who are wondering, I keep my amount of new emails at 69. So if I see 70, I know I have a new email.
Do you want to know?
I like how full circled. Somehow back here.
Mine's currently at 2,453.
We'll now get it to 2,469 and then wait for 2,400.
I'm at 6,269.
There you go.
Okay. All right. We have devolved to conversations about email accounts. Guys, this has been fun. I'm glad I could get you on finally, Ponto, and you, Tiffany, as well. It's been
I appreciate the invite.
Fun
Thank you.
being on, man. Thank you.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm new to this.
It's nothing too exciting. And happy. You know, I'm glad you came on. Well,
No, you're Frosty.
anyways, anyways, FanFest has got everybody a little bit more hyped. Hopefully, this will drag on a little bit longer with the, how exciting all this stuff is. We have content to talk about now. I had a nice holiday break, not needing to talk about anything. Happy you got some stuff to talk about soon as well. All right, you got your own show coming up this week too.
Yep. I get to
Go
have these
plug-in.
discussions. I get to milk this content
Yeah,
for
Oh.
however long.
until the cow dries up.
So that cow's gonna be just a skin and bones by the time.
Blowing up powdered milk.
Yeah. Just gonna go every time.
But yeah, no, thanks for coming on again. And before we leave, I want you guys all to have your own little shout outs, your own little, where people can find you, what's coming up, or anything that you would like to say before signing off here. And we'll start with you, Happy, since you're the veteran here.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Hi, I'm Mr. Happy. I'm done.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm shy.
Guys,
not.
go check out Mr. Happy. He streams a lot, plays lots of games, super amazing RPG player, one of the most veteran content creators for Final Fantasy 14. Definitely go check him out. Watch his show coming up. When is your show happening?
Ponto's
Do you
got it.
have a date?
Wednesday at noon.
Stated around Wednesday at noon. Go check it out. And listen to probably the same opinions today, baby.
Well, no, I know who one of our guests is already.
Okay.
I roped them in at the start of this. I was like, I'll finally let me DM someone and say,
Good.
So we'll get some new opinions.
Oh.
And it's funny because what Frost just did for me, I have to do for him on my show because he does the same thing where he doesn't want to like shout himself out all the way.
Yeah, well.
There's like a camaraderie where we're both like, no, we don't.
Well, you deserve it, buddy. You deserve it for sure.
Hey, you deserve it.
Oh,
buddy.
thanks.
Oh.
Aww.
Thanks.
Maybe we won't slap each other.
Oh no, we're definitely doing that. That's 100%.
Oh, yeah, guys,
It's
go
been
check
a
him out.
pleasure.
Yeah. Tiffany, can you do your shout outs? And
No, you're doing it for me.
Oh, god damn it, dude.
I'm shy. Sorry.
Shy. Guys, go check out Tiffany. Twitter, Tiffany May Cry. Twitch, Tiffany Lockheart. Does editing and plays lots of games like Lethal Company, tons of Lethal
Yeah.
Company.
A lot of Resident Evil.
Absolutely worships the Warrior of Light and Ardbert and all the wonderful thing, Thancrit Waters, that kind of stuff.
I like how you say the last name.
Waters?
It's like
it's such a stupid name to me. It sounds so dumb to me because all I think was "Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls" for some reason. That song, I don't know why, but that's all I think about. This is
the worst. This is the worst way to promote.
No, but go check out Tiffany here. Absolutely fantastic that you came on the show and you
I appreciate
fun to have on.
It's my first 14 podcast, and
Really?
I'm not used. Yeah, listen, I just do video
fuck you,
editing.
Happy.
I do just shit posts all the time, and that's what I do.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So the next shitpost show,
I could do a special edit for you, then.
yeah, a
Yeah,
special
wouldn't mind.
edit.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
all right.
Do a bunch of those anyway.
Shitpost edits.
Yeah, it's part of my nature.
Oh god. All right, guys. Click the follow button. Follow Tiffany. Just get that out of the way. Knock that out so Tiffany's in the list.
Get it out of the way.
Get
Yeah,
out of the
so
way.
you don't forget about it. So don't forget
That's
about it.
already.
Don't forget about it. Just hit the little heart. It's up there. You guys can hit it. It's real easy. All
Oh,
right.
wait, what's the copy paste thingy for?
Yeah,
I'm
Ponto,
amazed
we-
nobody
Where
just went
is
to your
it?
stream. And isn't there a command
down
for
here.
it?
Someone get it, and
Yeah,
you have to read
Ponto,
it.
your copy
Oh,
paste.
no. No, I need you to do it, man. You did them too as well. You gotta do me.
Can we
Give
do a
me the copy
TTS
well,
one?
pasta. Where's the copy pasta? I don't.
Yeah,
I don't have
that's-
it.
1 second.
Yeah,
Wait,
just
let's-
find
no,
it.
no, I have
Oh.
it. Somebody grabbed it. I see somebody grabbed it. I went to go get it myself.
Oh,
and it's-
no.
there it is,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
here we go.
Wait,
Here
I
we
want
go,
to
here we
join
go.
in.
All right. My name is Ponto. Call me Kyle or call me Ponto. Oh my god, it's moving too fast. You guys are spamming. I can't read it.
You
Just
want me
copy
to
and
read it?
paste
No, I'm going to read it because I'm going to put it in a notepad, all right?
Okay, that's exactly what I did. So I was gonna ask.
Do a TTS. Just let the bot say it.
Oh, I don't have it
Rude.
up. I don't have it up. I need to get it going. Anyways, my name is Ponto. Call me Kyle or call me Ponto. I mainly stream Final Fantasy XIV, and I have alts on Spriggan EU, Tonberry JP, and Ravanya OCE. My main, however, is on Crystal Diablos, and I am very chatty and a bouncy streamer.
Bouncy.
I do like
Here.
the bounce.
Here, we talk about all things Final Fantasy XIV, other games, shows, etc. Feel free to join my Discord, !Discord, as this is where I can get to know my community so much better. We also hold community events every so often. Written by chat, Ponto, a stallion.
You know, I always like to say that Ponto definitely, he sluts it up a little bit for stream, but that was next level.
I feel
That
like there
was
should have been
like-
90s porn
Bouncy.
music going on there, man.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, I could hear the like low tune, like
Mm-hmm.
electric music in the background with like the bass going and
Or
whatnot.
even a little bit of Marvin
Make the
Gaye
phone
sexual
call.
healing possibly
Ooh.
going there.
Yeah. Do you proud there, Ponto? You know, I got. Yeah,
I was very proud of that,
Okay.
lad. Thank you.
You know what
I
you
died a
should do?
little inside.
You should clip him doing this whole thing and just let it play as your intro on stream.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I
I
Literally,
know,
did you
I'm
do that?
phenomenal.
I
I'm a
don't
video
know.
editor.
Realize, yeah.
I need an editor for something like that, maybe, I think.
And edit, just clip the damn thing.
Well,
and then I
there's
save
a
the
little bit
audio.
that has
You don't
to
know how
be
lazy I am. Go ask my mods about my laziness, dude. They've
You're
been telling me to do
insane.
YouTube for 6 months.
Fair.
Just clip it. Someone in chat, just clip it, add some reverb to it, add a little in the background, and it's perfect.
Can hear
Yeah.
Jamie Foxy says she wants some money.
You gotta pay me $1 every time it plays.
The band falls.
I am
That's a good song.
I am
That's a good
so
song.
glad
Jamming.
that we are ending the show on such a high note here.
This was fun, dude. It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Glad.
We like talking about the content, but I like the goof off at the side.
This is
it hits.
It's a vibe.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but guys, thanks for coming on. You've all been fantastic. This has been a fun show. We'll do more of these in the future. We'll have more of these guests on in the future if so they choose to be. Happy's regretted it many times, but still some for some reason.
I've
Oh,
only
I do-
regretted it like once.
Okay, fair. Island Sanctuary, was that it? Was it Island Sanctuary?
That's the one.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
fair.
blame
You know
me.
It's
what?
okay. You know what?
I realize how different we are from players in this conversation
Oh,
because
yeah.
I feel like I'm a very casual enjoyer.
Mm.
The littlest things could please me, and I'm good with it.
Yeah, yeah.
You want some Mike and
Oh my god.
Well, I am Mike. I don't know who Ike is though.
God. You gotta get off this happy.
Well, you're right. I am happy. I'm not Mike. I know.
You green screened your hat away?
Aw.
Everybody, thanks for watching the show. This has been fantastic today.
Yippee!
Great guests, great viewers, great everything. Chat, you guys are fantastic for watching this. The stream will be back here tonight as we go back and do some MogTalk Union stuff as they pull me into P4S to do re-clears and stuff of that, and whatever else I'm indebted to do for them. If you guys are unfamiliar with what the Union is, it's basically a chat organization that makes sure I stay in line and keeps me, fair to everybody. They do their best and they've helped out a lot with sacrificing their lives for top to make sure we get the clear. But yeah, check that out. I'll be back to normal schedule tomorrow. We have some MogTalks that will randomly show up. We have lots to talk about. Solution 9 is a huge topic that is going to have a lot of conversation.
Hear me out. All I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to the vision.
Oh, we heard you.
Yeah.
Listen to the vision.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for the guests for being here. And then we will get this up on YouTube as soon as we can. Until then, everybody on the show is going to wave and say bye. So bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Remember to comment on the audio.
Bye.